Sin, under this pantheon of gods, shall not be defined by any particular act. Specific prohibitory acts are to be determined by each god's rules and judgment. In turn, no mortal can sin against a god they have not chosen, no matter their action. Should a mortal opt into a rule of law only to then break it, they shall be punished by, again, their deity's discretion. This is with a sole exception. Those who ask more of the gods than their mortal lives, who ask for power beyond the bounds of nature, and then transgress, shall be met with absolute and immediate damnation. For the Pantheon's authority must be carved into stone if it is to be woven into the fabric of heaven. This is a tale of sin. Not from the theological perspective, but from the lowly mortal's perspective, involving all the things that are left out of texts such as these. The injustices, the human consequence, the confusion of what constitutes sin and why. More than anything else, this is about the ripples that come from such an original, damaging act. This is the tale of murder under moonlight's shade. Hello, and welcome to this fourth and final episode of Murder Under Moonlight's Shade. I am here, as always, with our excellent players. Players, how are we doing? How are we feeling this evening?
Ready to solve a mystery.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm on a roof.
Better
And
than
one
I
of
did
us is
last
on a
time
roof.
with over a month since the last episode, so.
Yes.
I remember things. I have notes this time.
Yes.
Better notes.
Speaking of last episode, we'll recap that one so we can get to this episode of definite mystery solving. That is definitely the main thing we'll be doing this evening. Last time on Murder Under Moonlight Shade, Dr. Tornaped was portaled into a meeting with Cedric Berrister, the true lord of the manor, and also kind of a ghost guy. The doctor, for his troubles, got an exposition dump and an offer to work together in order to free the spirit of Cedric from his from being bound to this cursed household. The first thing he tasked them with in their potential partnership was to distract the guests at the party by leading them in an investigation to the true cause of the murder of Victor Tem. The doctor, in my opinion, at best complied maliciously, which prompted a follow-up meeting about his ability to follow orders, during which Dr. Turniped requested to see the roof, which Cedric complied maliciously with. Dr. Turniped is now on the roof at the top of the manor. Meanwhile, through a series of puzzles and traversals, Evie, Lady Solstice, Kaplinger, Molly, Eleanor, and their respective guest NPCs made their way to the second and eventually the third floor, which was revealed to be the living space of Eleanor's spirit, who was also revealed to be Molly's sister. Also, Bo got married to a rando named Foley. It's a pretty fun part of the last episode.
It was important.
Yeah.
It helped us to explore the world.
And now we jump into the goings-on currently. Sorry, Nikhil, but I think our more pressing matters are in Eleanor's room.
No, I did this to myself. I understand.
Yeah. Where Evie, Catherine, and Kaplinger are standing here as Molly has just addressed her sister for the first time.
So, you two are the same person?
Yes, I suppose. Well, we were at one time. She's how do I put it? Eleanor? Yes? She is kind of my id and earthly desires made manifest, and I am what remained from that.
That actually explains quite a bit about her, now that I hear it.
You.
The
Wasn't
implications
a
are.
compliment.
Is everybody like you also like her?
No, I'm afraid I was a special case. Molly, if you don't mind, I'll give them the spiel. Molly doesn't respond, but doesn't stop her either. I was married to Lord Cedric Barrister. And part of our marriage was this house, this miraculous home, which, through dubious means, could seemingly automate itself. Unfortunately, that took the lives of people to do, but I was young and not quite wise enough to care. Not quite wise enough to see a lot of things. See, Cedric was controlling. He liked things to be a certain way. Now, when someone is thrown into the house and their soul, for lack of a better term, is stripped from their body, they become a simpler, more controllable version of themselves. I don't even remember what it was about now, but suffice it to say, my husband and I got into a disagreement. He got fed up, and I went in.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that was not allowed by the contract that we signed when we got married, which in turn powered the house. So, when I was thrown in, the deal was off, and we were all damned to stay here. As for how she exists, I think it might have been the house trying to save me. Maintaining the parts of me that were to be stripped away, but never getting around to the part where we get back to being one. And so, here we are, in limbo.
Surely there has to be a way to put you back together, right?
At this point, Lady Solstice, who I should note, is still in monster form for at least a little bit longer, kind of steps forward and goes, "So, if I just were to grab both of you and sort of just mash, do we think that would work and get this all over with?"
That is such a good idea, says Flesh Eleanor.
That's
And
one.
without waiting for you to do anything, swan dives into her ghostly counterpart, going straight through.
Hmm.
Damn, that would have been
This
easier.
union of spirits is going to be a little more difficult than that.
I'm okay. I hit my head, but I'm okay.
More
I
bad
have
news.
healing spells. Do you need? I can't believe I'm about to suggest this. I think Evelyn says, kind of half laughingly, but maybe we could marry body and soul.
I was actually kind of thinking of the same lines.
I think if we maybe tried squishing them together again, but harder, that might be a better idea. If only because I would like to see Flesh Eleanor try that again.
I mean, if she's
As entertaining
willing.
as that would be, we're working with physical and metaphysical at the same time, and I just don't think that is a path forward.
I think we should try the marriage, Molly speaks up. It's something we haven't tried. I mean, it could work, right? There's potential in it. I suppose using the thing that, yes, it's worth a shot.
Okay. Eleanor, solid Eleanor, are you comfortable marrying non-solid Eleanor? How do I?
I suppose you could refer to me. Uh, huh. All this time and we never got a naming convention.
I've been trying to think of puns, and I have not gotten any yet.
Could I propose Shellenor?
I'm Shellenor, right? I get to be Shellenor? Like seashells?
Yeah, like seashells. Not like a shell of your former self or anything like that.
I love seashells. This is so good. I love the name. I'm taking the name. Now, on the topic of taking names, and Shellenor takes the most sort of intense thinking stance you've seen her assume. There's definitely some psychological stuff to it that I'd rather take to my grave, but sure, I'll marry myself.
It's a good line.
It's
all
a
right.
good line.
Can you do it here?
Yeah, I can do it anywhere. We could go down to the chapel downstairs if you would rather, but I think we had a little bit of trouble getting up here in the first place.
You should stay up here. I don't know if it was a small act of mercy or simply an oversight, but Cedric and the boys' powers can't reach here. You'll be safe from portals or the building bending or I suppose things being thrown at you.
Okay, then here it is. And I'm going to...
Wait!
Yes?
Eleanor exits. And she doesn't even tell you what she's doing, but she's clearly doing her own wedding march.
Why are we tolerating this
properly?
Again? We've already had several of these at this point.
Hold on, this could be meaningful.
Molly offers a flask to Catherine.
Oh, she takes it immediately. Just whoop.
Just get through it.
Have a flair for the dramatic.
She turns down to Molly and goes, "You seem reasonable. Why has it never worked out that we are on the same little factions in these investigations, and I keep getting put with..." She just gestures vaguely in Shellenor's direction, which she hasn't even worked with her that much, but she's already annoyed.
I don't know. I don't even know what side I'm on anymore.
Wow.
Eleanor, for her part, has finished her entrance.
All right. Eleanor and Shellenor.
Shellenor. Sorry.
I'm gonna cast Ceremony on the two of them. Which they are both willing, yes, to be bonded in marriage.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna say, all right. Death did you part, sort of, and now I hope we can undo that. I now pronounce you body and soul, and I'm going to use the spell slot and cast Ceremony.
That's
not the best wedding speech
in a very funny, floundering way, but somehow I now pronounce you body and soul kind of went hard.
Yeah, I'll take that.
How did we start out from I guess you were dead, let's see what we can do about... we really went uphill.
I'll fucking take it. I had nothing.
Worked out.
Mentioned before, across this room are floating blocks and structures and stuff, and on which are runes, which, like before, start glowing in acknowledgement of the ceremony. Similarly, Eleanor starts glowing. No change on Shelinor necessarily. And after a moment with that, they kind of awkwardly like, okay, well maybe if you like and I like, and Eleanor sort of lines herself up with Shelinor. Shelinor throws out her hands. Did it work? And at her side are the teal arms of Eleanor. Shelinor leaves the space she's occupying, completely leaving her spirit self behind. Well, that didn't quite work, but I feel like it did something.
There was glowing, which there was a little bit of glowing, but now it's a different kind of glowing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I suppose we are bound now, but not truly one. Well, I do appreciate you trying.
Yeah. Sorry it didn't work out yet. We'll figure it out.
I gave up on it working a long time ago. I do welcome any other ideas you may have, but ultimately my request to you is not to fix my predicament. It's to bring all of this to an end. Eleanor, don't be rash. We can still find something. After how long we've tried? After how long you've tried? Hundreds of years. And over the course of those hundreds of years, how many people have had to die just for us to keep stalling the inevitable? To which Molly looks down, ashamed.
Can I ask, why have people died here? You are stalling the inevitable. What is the inevitable that you're stalling?
The inevitable is, well, I don't know how much you know. Essentially, the manor, its powers, and the existence of us spirits was powered by the goddess of the moon, Selune. However, once Cedric breached her contract, such power was cut off. Unfortunately, spiritual energy is spiritual energy, so my husband, in his wisdom, tempts an owner to the manor, and every 5 years or so tempts numerous souls to the manor. He extinguishes them and takes the energy that their ended lives release in order to perpetuate our existence.
I see.
So essentially, we were invited here to be logs on the fire.
Indeed. Although he hasn't been so quick this time, which is confusing to me. Could you enlighten us, Molly? Molly, for her part, is taking a suspiciously long swig of her flask. He took an interest in one of the guests. I don't know why, but he wanted to see if that scientist guy could help him.
Turnip head.
Yeah. Guy in the meat suit.
I do like turnip head.
Where is Meat Suit Man at the moment? Do we have a read on that?
He fell through a hole.
I asked again, where is Meat Suit Man at the moment?
And where is Meat Suit Man?
Yeah.
Well, let's take that opportunity to check in with Meat Suit Man.
Meat Suit Man's in a pickle, man.
Yeah, you're on the roof.
I want to reiterate for new listeners, I thought they were in the actual attic, so the roof made sense.
Right.
They're in a weird pocket attic. I did not know that at the time, and now I'm trapped on a roof.
I do like the image of just like we cut up from this very dramatic conversation with like the ghost and the monster lady and all these people, and then it's just like a very large man just kind of like awkwardly hunched over sitting on a chimney or something.
Drizzling a little bit.
Oh my lord! I get off the roof, I
Um,
guess.
Yeah, you're on the
Jump off
roof.
the roof.
It's
Jump off the roof.
you're sort of on a somewhat small section of roof, almost like it's a secluded tower. From what you could see of the layout of windows from the inside, from the outside, you would guess you're outside of the study, which is
Oh, he
apparently on the top floor.
It took me right outside.
Yeah. Just under you, you do see some covered windows, and all around you on the rest of the roof, you see every instance of window has been covered. As was alluded to before, there is not an inch of this manor that allows the outside to look in. Something that's interesting. I don't know.
No, very.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Got any moves or anything you wanted to pull? I understand that your initial plan was
We were supposed to go to the roof. I don't know what's been taking
Yeah.
everyone else so much time. I got myself to a roof. I don't know. Let's see. How are any of these windows in reach? Like, can I?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I might just smash through a window and get back in the building at least.
Okay. You can go to punch a window. Give me a strength check.
Happily, friend. Let's see if D&D Beyond works now. That's a 15.
A 15. Would be perfectly good to break a window. Unfortunately, your fist can't find purchase. The window
Oh,
is moving away from your fist. You're lucky you didn't get much higher. If you swung too hard, I was gonna make your ass fall off the roof. But with a 15, that's a pretty controlled
Stumble.
punch. You still have your purchase.
All right. Well, I know this trick now. What's the name of the kid that does this part? That moves the building?
Let me actually double check that to make sure I'm not wrong.
It's Huey, Dewey, or Louie, right?
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
it's
I
Moon
love
Knight.
how-
I remember it's Moon Knight now.
I love how I
Moonlight.
now have been in 2 campaigns with y'all that involve cartoon physics.
It's kind of cartoon physics, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
But I love
At least that's how I'm rationalizing things, like the house bending. I guess it could also just be pure, more horrifying. But
It's like Ghostbusters.
It's funnier to think of it
type
going,
stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I was thinking like
There
Nightmare
it
on Elm
is.
Street, where like things the kind of rubber reality.
Okay, it's
What?
it's Locke that's doing this. Locke, who is the
Locke.
youngest boy.
Locke, stop! I need to get back in the building. Your brother put me on the wrong roof.
I mean, nothing really changes.
Well, then I'm
It
gonna
does not
punch the
seem
window
Locke is
again.
beating you. It moves away from your fist.
Well, that's upsetting. You said I'm
Would
above the
you-
study.
You're above the study, yeah.
I am going to start stomping heavily on the roof.
Great. You
And I'll
stop on
fling
the
through
roof.
all 3 of the people.
And
I get
near
one
your
of them.
head, you hear the crackling of a tannoy turning on.
A what?
A speaker, but a British person may call it a tannoy.
Ooh.
Doctor, you may stop, please. It's become clear to me you will not cooperate, so why don't I show you how this evening was supposed to go without your intrusion? For what it's worth, everyone in Eleanor's room hears that announcement as well. What you don't see is what the doctor sees from the roof. At first, nothing happens, and then, to your east, a portal opens around the 4th floor of the building, sending someone careening down to the ground, followed by another portal, and another person, and another portal, and another person. And as the bodies keep tumbling and tumbling down,
Oh no, hold on.
bluish, tealish, although more so white, particles of energy come from the bodies and seep their way into the property. The more and more people fall, the more rapidly the portals open. A few of them open above the fence, and people are impaled on the gates.
Whoa. What?
This was how quickly it could have gone, but you had piqued my interest. I suppose with enough time, I got bored. But now I'm ready for the evening to end.
How many people did he just kill?
We're up to about 20 and counting.
Okay,
Get-
that's not good.
It's still going?
There's a lot
yeah.
of people in here.
He's gonna get. He's gonna get 'em
doing
all.
that. I'm trying to see if I have anything that can help these fucking people. I did not build a helpful man.
I certainly could stop, but I have no inclination to.
I have mold earth. Can you use mold earth to help people from falling? I guess not. It says
Probably not.
but it
Yeah,
only in a
sure.
very limited capacity.
I was gonna make it much bigger.
You
They
might be
fall
able to
in
get like
a
one
small
dude.
distance.
Yeah.
Ah,
Jesus.
damn! What a good time to have featherfall that I don't have.
And
Oh.
we're seeing this from inside, right?
Well, you're not seeing it from the inside. The only thing you know is that
Oh,
Cedric is making
okay.
these announcements.
We heard the
but
announcement. We haven't seen
no
the
windows.
results. Okay, then never mind.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Turn a pen. You're on your own, bud.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna do to what Matt said. I'm gonna try and save one. My plan is stupid, but it's gonna be the plan. I'm gonna try and jump and catch one, and then land on my meat suit. So to take the
Okay.
blow of the ground.
Oh,
You tell me
alright.
what the hell I have to roll to try and make that maneuver work.
That's a fantastic question. I'm gonna call it. Okay, I think I'm gonna call that a dex check from your gnome self to catch and guide a person, and from your body, let's make it a Constitution save. How well it can fall off this building. I know there are like more so calculations to make with that, but a meat suit can't meaningfully die, so we might as well measure how well it cushions.
A meat suit can't mean
The dex of the gnome is the real killer. That is not the dexterous being.
Yeah.
okay, you can do this.
Well,
Lock in.
surely you get a little bit of dexterity from just being pretty
I said
small.
lock in.
That would be a 5 for the dex of the gnome.
All right, woo!
And a whopping 19 for the con save. So at least I probably won't die. I don't know if I'm grabbing
Yeah.
anyone.
You'll be okay. I'm gonna make a little luck roll, because I have basically 2 answers for who you could be saving.
Is one of them himself from the 5 dexterity?
Okay. All right.
No.
That works for me.
Come on, Bo. I got you, buddy.
You send your meat suit hurtling to the ground and yourself tumbling through the air. You can't really go for a specific person, not like you would have been able to, but you do feel yourself grab onto a person. You sort of pull them onto yourself. You hear your meat suit hit the ground. You hit the meat suit. And you feel the impact of the figure that you now realize was a lot bigger than you.
Yep.
But sure to be eternally grateful, it is your assistant, Bo.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Bo. How bad am I off then?
That's a good question. How should I calculate damage for that?
I will say, in my head, it was more grabbing someone as the meat suit and falling as the meat suit. I see no reason to get out of the meat suit.
Okay, in that case, yeah, no damage. Maybe the meat suit presses against you a little bit, but you've got plenty of cushioning in there. It's not fatal for anyone involved.
There we go. Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay, I got one. Are people still falling?
Yeah.
I do not have the means to stop this.
Right next to you guys, Foley lands.
Bo, you knew that guy, right?
He was my husband. Oh God!
I'm just what the meat suit had, just a little slow pat. Is all Frankenstein man can do.
The meat suit hand is joined by another hand belonging to Foley.
Yeah.
Good.
He just said lands. He didn't say dead.
Well, most people that fall splat 4 stories.
Okay,
And don't...
let's
Mike doesn't
acknowledge
bury his
before he
gaze.
talks. There's a range between dead and okay, which is pretty bad, and I feel like that's maybe where he's going to be.
Still, immediately moving is a good sign.
My love, you're alive. Yeah. My husky physique makes me uniquely capable of falling without sustaining serious injury.
I got nothing to help these poor individuals. They're just gonna fall.
I feel like you should check and make sure that his legs are like still attached and he's not just in shock.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check to see how well he took that fall.
He said his husky
You wanna?
physique, but you've heard his voice.
If he's got
Other
a husky
medicine check.
physique and he talks like this, that's amazing.
Okay, that's a 21 on the medicine check.
21. I mean, definitely like at least half a rib cage of fractured ribs. Spine's not doing too hot, but all his extremities are attached.
If I
There
have
may
to
be
choose
eternal
between
bleeding.
damaged extremities or damaged ribs and spine,
It's okay.
one of the
I'm a doctor. We got this. We'll be fine. Got a bit more breathing than I'm used to, but it's fine otherwise.
Yeah. This is nothing that a healer can't fix.
I'm gonna whisper some words of reassurance as much as I can through my meat guy, and I'm gonna pick Foley up, and I'm gonna usher him and Bo out of the raining people storm because I still have no solve for that. That's just happening. Then we'll go inside.
That's very smart of you to do, because as you're weathering the people storm, also onto your meat suit falls Grace, the halfling woman who is the accomplice of Jason. She just kind of lands in a fireman's carry. She's a halfling, doesn't hurt you, doesn't hurt her.
If she
Lucky.
lands in a fireman's carry, does she land on broken ribs fully?
No, she lands on the shoulders of Turdipet's meat suit.
Okay.
We're good. She's fine.
Mike is trying
Okay.
so hard here to make Foley not mortally injured, but everything about this scene.
No, this is
It's
good. This is
working
reverse
against-
bury
Starting
your
with
gaze.
people
This
are
is
getting
bury your
impaled
strength.
on the gate, and then moving to Emma Foley's spot is very funny. Foley's okay.
Foley's
Burying
fine.
your straights, saving all your gays. Mike is subverting
Foley's-
the tropes.
That's right. That's right. Foley
Oh.
is alive.
Yeah,
Maybe not
he's managed to
fine,
survive.
but alive.
We're gonna make so
Not
many meat
fine,
suits
but
at the end of
alive.
this.
This is
So many
everything we're
meat
wanting.
suits.
As they make their way back inside, we can flash back once again to Eleanor's room, where you all have heard those announcements, and Eleanor has started worriedly checking one of the structures that floats around the room.
What are you looking at?
This one tells me the amount of people that are currently in the manor, and that number is falling.
Are they leaving peacefully,
It.
or
I doubt they suffered too much.
oh, that's something?
Oh yeah.
It would
Oh.
seem that Cedric has grown tired of whatever charade he was running.
It's nice to know that Dr. Turniphead didn't join Cedric. Not the worst announcement to hear. Is there a place where all of this spirit energy is stored in this house? Like a battery or something?
It's a good idea. Break the battery.
Don't break it. Dedicate it to a different god.
Unfortunately, the conduit is Cedric himself. Each of us has a particular ability pertaining to the manor. Mark can make portals, Grant can grab objects, Locke squashes them and stretches them, Cedric controls the flow of energy. And for my part, I have a few things I can do. This one tells me how many people are in the manor, and this one, she sort of almost lassos a structure floating about the room.
Mhm.
This one can allow me to change the structure of the manor itself. Nothing too drastic. I can rearrange rooms and floors. Haven't really seen a need to, but I think this can help you.
Can you give us a path straight to Cedric? And maybe get a path for Dr. Turniphead to get here and give us some information?
Well, your friend is... Oh, yeah?
I was going to say maybe a path that is at ground level.
I see. Perhaps if I moved this... She grabs a point around about the middle of the model building and moves it downward. In that vein, you feel yourselves lurch downward.
Whoa.
On the world's least kind elevator. Let me, and I can move that. Okay. I have switched our position with that of the kitchen, meaning that door, she points to where you entered. Oh, that no goes underground. That won't do. And she adjusts you again. Okay, now we're on the second floor, and that exit, unfortunately the only one in the room, will now go to the foyer, which is where your friends are.
Gonna
Shall
open
we
the
go?
door. We should get them in here because we're immune to portals in here. We shouldn't go out there.
Good point.
Turniphead? Turniphead, are you out there?
Yeah, Turniphead's gonna run towards
We have a
them.
safe
What do you
room.
guys-
Okay.
Wait, do you run toward the safe room, or do you run away from the voices heating you?
No, I run towards their voice, I think. Well, I'm assuming I can see them. Because if I
Yeah,
ran
yeah,
in
you
and they were there, and they're gonna say, "Hey, a door's gonna throw open to a mystical room," and be like, and they're gonna yell "Turniphead," and he's gonna run towards that room. That seems like a good place to be.
Oh, I thought it was going to be so much harder to get you in here. You have been very uncooperative with everything so far. This was good. This is good. Hi.
This is not good. And I'm going to slowly drop all of the people that have clung to me. And be like, a lot of people are dying and or dead right now.
Oh dear. Okay.
Where have you guys been?
We found out what happens with this house. We're in a magical room that can move. This is the real Eleanor. That's Shellenor.
Makes sense. I was on the roof where we said we would be. But now that's great for you guys. Can we, Mike? Where are the people falling from? Or is it just the foyer, or like where are they?
The people were in the foyer, which had mostly whittled out by the time you got there. You get the sense that people started running and panicking once people
That's
started
what I would
disappearing
hope
through
for. Okay. Good.
So yeah, they initially would have come from the foyer, but portals are opening beneath their feet and they are being defenestrated by a portal. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna relay all that information to you guys and be like, we need to get as many people in here as possible, probably.
That works. I think we can stop this. Oh, go ahead.
As many people as you can bring in here, whether they appear to be alive or not, bring them all in here. I can, if they are on death's door, I can at least hold it off for an indeterminate amount of time. I want to basically spare the dying on every person that I can, mechanically. I don't know how rough the people that just came in here look, but basically I'm just doing it to as many people. It's a cantrip, so do it to as many people as I can, and basically it stabilizes them at 0, so they don't they stop rolling death saves, basically. So it's not gonna make everybody, get up and start walking, but it will keep them from totally dying.
Yeah.
okay. Well, Nikhil brought in Foley, Grace, and Bo, of whom only Foley was really super mortally injured. Grace is not great, but she's also not fallen to like 0 HP or anything. She also got the meat suit treatment. If you want to save more people, you'll have to go survivor hunting in the lawn, which may or may not be advisable.
Can Cedric hear us right now? Or if we go outside of this room, can Cedric hear us?
If you were outside, yes. Though in here, you should be safe.
I think I have a plan on how we can. Okay, Cedric is a conduit for energy that is separated from a god. I can dedicate with this ceremony spell, the most useful spell in the world, apparently, a
How many
humanoid
spell slots do you
to a
get for
god.
ceremony?
Oh, I have 2 more spell slots left total. I've used every single spell slot I have on ceremony so far.
I've been out of spell slots since the first episode, so it's all good.
Ceremony is the only thing I'm
Dead and moved
casting,
on.
apparently.
One.
Insane. But one of the things ceremony can do is dedicate a willing person to a god. If we are out here, Cedric can't hear us. The goddess of death is my god. I would be happy to dedicate Cedric and all of this energy to death, where it should have been going in the first place. And I think that might put a stop to it. We don't have to tell Cedric that death is the god, or that we think death will suck him in. I think just a new god to have this energy might fix the predicament. And if we use it as a bargaining chip to get him to stop killing people. Yeah? We down? Do you think it might
Now,
work?
when you cast ceremony for a wedding, they have to be willing, correct?
Correct.
Do they need to be willing for a dedication?
Yes, but Cedric wants something to stop the current predicament without dying. Being dedicated to a new god seems...
Just tell him that he gets to leave.
Yeah.
I don't think whether it's true matters, to be fair.
He will leave.
All right.
It is. Eleanor seems conflicted about it. It's a good idea. One that does worry me slightly, and I think I may have a surer bet.
Oh, yes. Quickly, because people are...
Cedric has completely sequestered this building from the moon's gaze, from Salune's gaze. He's defiled all of the symbols. He has covered all of the windows. I think perhaps if we get... He's in a blind spot right now, so if we can get the moon to see what is going on in here by uncovering windows, smashing walls, something of the sort, if we can destroy it, then the moon will see, and hopefully the process of just tearing down this whole manor through the broken deal will be completed. And in completing it, says Molly, we'll both die for nothing. Absolutely not.
Or why is Molly
Molly.
gonna die?
Yeah.
We need to end this. It is selfish and foolhardy for us to be sacrificing all of these people for this. Molly, does anyone question Molly as to why she would die?
I'm gonna be so real. Lady Solstice heard we're gonna break the whole house and was like, yes, I know how to do this. And so now that's what she's thinking about.
I'll ask Molly. We have a friendship.
Yeah. Everything else is being revealed. Why not? When Eleanor died, I was dedicated to saving her however I could, and I knew that for that I needed time. With that, and the hate in my heart for her ex-husband, Molly rolls up her sleeve to reveal, engraved in her skin, the mark that, actually everyone can give me a religion check to see if you recognize this particular symbol.
Ooh.
It's probably not, but let's do it anyway.
A 17.
3.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
25.
Okay, everyone but Catherine, I guess.
That
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 was you that got
tracks.
the point, right? Everyone except for Catherine recognizes this symbol depicting two figures, each wielding blades, each striking fatal blows simultaneously, as the mark of the goddess Nemesis. One of the more minor gods of the pantheon, but as a more minor god, one that would be hypothetically more close to humans, closer to human emotion, and likely more easy to contact if someone wanted to make a magical deal, such as the one Cedric made with Salune.
Is Salune not a minor god?
Not in this one.
Okay.
Also, this is essentially a beta of the world, so who knows? But not in this one, no. Moon's pretty major. I made a pact so that so long as Cedric's soul persists, I will persist. But to give me the time to fix Eleanor.
Was the goal not killing Cedric?
Eventually,
Okay.
once I knew my sister was safe.
Welcome to eventually. We'll kill him, you'll die. Everyone's doing the things they said they'd do.
And my sister will disappear, which is exactly what I'm trying to avoid.
Death is not something to fear.
Also, there
Death?
have been like 30 to 40 deaths in the last approximately 7 minutes.
Also, does the good one die too? And he's gonna point to Shalador.
The good one, you charmer. What would happen to me, though? I do assume you would cease to exist. We're not going to find out.
I mean, the soul
Alright,
and the body are married. It could just return the body to the soul and actually fix your sister like you wanted.
Or she could be taken by the ether. Because I don't know if you noticed, but she kind of got a shit deal from the gods. Trying to fix Cedric's folly, put her in limbo. All because I let her go and get married to that asshole. So until I know that her condition is fixed, I can't let this end.
Okay. So then my plan? We dedicate all of this power to my goddess?
Yes. I think that's the best course of action for us to take.
I still like the idea of just breaking down the entire house bit by bit, but fine, if we need to do the complicated one, that's how this needs to go.
Okay. Do we all go outside and put ourselves at risk at this conversation, or how do we want to? Because I can, like, people are falling still.
It would be best if we took one or two people. I mean, there's no sense endangering everybody.
I've spoken to this man a lot. I feel like I should come for this.
Yeah,
We got a good repertoire, me and him.
and I don't fear death. I'll go.
I'll go with you as well.
I'll
Molly
go, why
says.
not?
Gavin?
Feel like you may need someone who's good at lying.
That's true. I am not good at that.
So we just
Alright.
we circled around everyone then.
At that, I'm gonna just walk out the door and just start being like, Cedric, hi. I'm
gonna follow out and real quick, even if Cedric's like already responding, I wanna just ask Jess's character, be like, hey, so the death goddess, she's not gonna be like mad at me, right?
Are you holding souls back?
I don't know, you got pretty mad at me when this all started.
I didn't really understand. That's on me. Undead versus automata, different things.
Cool.
I'm not a woman of science. It's hard to, Anyway, Cedric, I can free you. I think I can give you exactly what you want, but I will need you to stop killing people, if that's okay.
For what it's worth, the steady rhythm of bodies hitting the ground outside does stop.
All right.
And moments later, a portal opens beneath your feet.
Does the whole group fall in, or is it just me?
You only said you went out. If they followed you, they followed you. If they didn't,
I'm jumping in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm following. I'm still in monster form. I gotta make the most of it.
you're still in monster form.
It lasts an hour, and I can't do it again, so I'm sticking like this.
Monster form's the coolest.
Okay, then. Chaplain, I assume you followed as well? All
Yes.
right. The entire party and Molly find themselves in the office of Cedric Verister.
Hi.
All right, then.
Hey, buddy.
Hello, Doctor.
You know how you wanted me to help you do stuff? I did it. I got someone here for you. It's gonna work out all fine and dandy.
Is it?
I think it will, actually. You're a large conduit of energy that has no dedication to a god, and so all of that energy keeps dwindling, and you have to keep killing people instead of having god energy, yeah? More or less? So would you just be willing to dedicate to a new god and receive god energy in a different way? It doesn't have to be Seluna. Between you and me, she's not really my favorite goddess.
What a novel idea. Well, I suppose it is worth a shot, as they say.
Okay. I'll just cast ceremony, and we'll dedicate you to my goddess, and then this unholy lack of connection and energy gets solved by having a connection. And then you don't kill me or my friends. That seems like a really fair trade, actually.
That does seem rather fair. Very well, then.
Okay.
You do your ceremony. Kaplinger, give me a dex check. Actually, give me specifically a sleight of hand check.
Huh.
24.
24?
I don't like that.
Awesome. You stop Molly from shoving a literal gobstopper into your mouth.
That's great.
Molly, my dear, you are not batting very well this evening. I so was looking forward to the charade. Evelyn, was it?
Yeah, Evelyn, Evie.
Your ideal, though novel, was one that I had happened upon in my centuries of existence. And suffice it to say that my strategy is more so keeping out of the eye of any gods of any sort. It seems they network with each other and such, and as a, a frowned upon institution, for lack of a better term, it's best if I stay under the rug, in the blind spot, as it were.
I see.
I was going to lead you on, have you do the ceremony, and then I would say, oh, but I'm not a willing creature. And then I would do this. He snaps his fingers. Yes?
Just I have questions about where we are really quick.
Yes.
Are we somewhere where there are windows, covered up windows, but are we somewhere where there are windows?
There are windows.
Okay. And based on a sleight of hand check, would you say that I caught that gobstopper in my hand and I'm currently holding it? Because I prevented her from putting it in.
I got a 12 on my sleight of hand, so yeah, sure.
Okay. I cast catapult on it and fling it at a window. Very, very fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
My last spell slot.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Do you have to roll anything for that or anything?
I don't. It's a choose one object weighing 1 to 5 pounds. It isn't. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in the direction you choose. Does 3d8 bludgeoning damage, which I assume is enough to break a window. No, I do not have to roll for it.
Excellent. Then here's what happens. Cedric snaps his fingers. Portals open beneath each of your feet. And in that moment, you catapult the gobstopper. As portals are being made at your feet, there's no portal to stop it. As it's going too fast to do toon physics on, that doesn't stop either. You hear the shattering of glass as you fall through your particular portal, along with Molly. It drops you two in the kitchen. Unassuming enough. Evie is dropped through a portal into the foyer. And Catherine
I actually
and
have a
Dr.
thing I would
Turniphead.
like to do when my portal opens up.
Yeah.
If I have a reaction, sorry, I was dealing with a separate thing real quick, so I didn't say this earlier. But as a bonus action, I can teleport. So I'm going to use my phase step and not be above that portal. I believe I can just do this. As a bonus action, I can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. Granted, I'm sure he can just open up another portal, but this is in character. The interesting thing I'm going to teleport right behind him if he's within 30 feet, which I assume that he is.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how this manifests, if at all. But since I'm in winter mode, when I use my phase step, one creature of my choice within 5 feet has to succeed on a wisdom save or be frightened of me until the end of my next turn. So let's scare a ghost.
Okay. I like it.
And I'm looking for what that spell save is. Because it just says spell save, or saving throw, but I am not a spell... there we go. It is a saving throw of 15, not bad.
Cedric gets an 11.
Let's go!
So he is scared.
So everyone vanishes, I guess myself included. But if it, takes him a second to process, hang on, that lady didn't, vanish as in falling through a portal. She was just gone. Suddenly there's an 8-foot monster lady standing right behind. That is a bonus action, so I'll let you sort of determine how that works out of initiative turn order. But he is now scared, and I am now right there.
Boys?
I've also scared the fuck out of 2 of 3 boys, so at this point, I'm just trying to get all of them.
The whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you have scared in this moment both Cedric and Portal Boy. Unfortunately, the portal that swallowed Torniped and was also meant for you then stretches.
Damn it.
And takes the chair, the desk, and you crashing down into your intended destination.
Well, I got his desk, and that's funny, so I'll take that.
Just for flavor, because this all already happened, can I say I want Turniped to have tried to grab back onto the edge just in time for it to widen out and then still fall through.
You grab the leg of the desk, and then the desk also gets
exactly the
through.
desk comes in.
All right, I tried. Worth a shot.
Yeah. You find yourself in a hallway, lined with doors upon doors upon doors, similar to the one that Bartholomew would have been found in, or presumed to have been in earlier.
Yeah, my closet.
Once again, Cedric's voice comes on over the tannoy. A fun fact about my conduit ability. It is not limited to the energy that goes throughout the building, but I can also empower and spread one particular soul. And across each door in this hallway, rounds about 12 in total, blue lights can be seen shining through their cracks. And one by one, the same fist breaks out of each door, and marching out of each is a Bartholomew.
Oh, great. Okay. He got ghost bots.
Each of them powered by, if you check, the same soul, and each of them seemingly operating at least at the capacity of one Bartholomew. But
This
there's
is an
12.
infinite Bartholomew hack? That's fantastic.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is much closer to what Turniped wanted. This is probably great for you.
Much better. If not for the dead people
I
energy.
said closer. I said
Rockin'.
closer.
I am, out of character. What was it that he wanted me to do again? He seems to have a handle on my thing.
You were a science guy who snuck in. He figured that you could work out some way to maybe help him not be tied to this anymore. And then it became clear you wouldn't cooperate. So...
I'm starting to wonder if it's time to cooperate. This is getting...
Well, the Bartholomews are not looking willing to cooperate. They are closing in on you. And on that, I think we're going to take a little mid-session break ski. Perhaps a little bit early, but I think on pace where this episode should be.
We're right around 90 minutes. This is perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see you all in a little bit.
Hey everybody, this is Matt. Welcome to the final intermission for Murder Under Moonlight Shade. I know what you're all waiting for in this one, information about the next series, and I do in fact have it. Jess has been nice enough to type me up a little teaser here, so let's do a fancy voiceover. The Clockwork Citadel and the City of the Goddess stood on the border between the mortal plane and hell for millennia. It acted as a buffer between the two realms, ensuring that the infernal armies of hell stayed far away from mortals. It has been over 1,000 years since the last time that demons tried to invade, but the Citadel remained ready for anything that hell could throw at it. They were not, however, prepared for an attack from the other side. Not demons, but mortal armies were intent on conquering hell, and under their assault the Clockwork Citadel fell in but a single day. As a final-ditch effort to save her people, the Goddess Automata has selected a small group of seemingly random individuals to endlessly repeat the final day of the Citadel. How does a small group of people win against an enemy that has already beaten them? By fighting one day at a time. So there you go. Thank you, Jess, for writing that up. I hope you guys are all very excited about that series. I said this last week, but I'll say it again. I know more about the concept of this than you guys do, and while I'm not going to give any details, those are Jess's to reveal, I will say again, this is one of the most creative D&D campaign ideas that I have ever seen. Now, we don't have a release date for you yet, and since I'm not doing the editing for this one, I'm a little bit more distanced from it than usual, but I can tell you that the series has already started filming. We like to have a few episodes ready to go before we start releasing them so that we can keep to the weekly release schedule, and yes, this one will be weekly again. By the time you're hearing this, I believe we'll have 2 of them done, so I would expect the series to start airing sometime in late May. And since a new series is starting soon, that's always a great time to join our Patreon, patreon.com/the D&Dorks. There you can find early access to all of our episodes and exclusive after shows for each one. Also, since this is the last episode of Mums as a series, please do go check out the cast on their own individual platforms. You can find links to all of those in the description, and they'll also mention them at the end of the video. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the episode. I have one of my personal favorite plays I've ever made in a D&D game coming up in the second half of this one, and I want you guys to see it.
Welcome back to the finale of Murder Under Moonlight Shade. When we left off our adventurers, they were placed into various dangerous positions via portal. Kaplinger and Molly are in the kitchen. Evelyn is in the foyer. And... oh my god, why are her names so difficult right now? And Lady Catherine and Dr. Turniphead are in a hallway just full of Bartholomews. Full to the brim with approximately 12 Bartholomews. And I think we are going to pick off... I think we are going to pick up in the foyer.
If I had a nickel for every time that exact Freudian slip happened in D&Dorks, I would have 2 nickels. I've done that exact word-for-word thing before.
It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
So I'm about to get picked off. That's fine. This is okay.
We'll see.
Just your standard splitting up in a haunted mansion. What could happen?
We're going to run into a bunch of doors in a hallway and then come out the other doors, and there's going to be a comedic chase scene about
We
it.
have the chance to do that, Matt, like Jed do.
Yeah,
There are portals, yeah.
We have the opportunity.
So I think Evie would immediately head back towards the kitchen, which is where the moving room last was. Because if I remember correctly, the kitchen switched places with Shellenor and Eleanor's room. And if the plan didn't work, I don't know that there's combat happening, but I do know I've just made the semi-omnipotent person of this house angry, and the nearest safe space, and also my secret, maybe not so girlfriend, who's been quiet for the entire episode so far, are both in that room. And so
I've been here the whole time.
been here the whole time. And so yeah, I'm heading towards the Eleanor Shellenor room.
What you assume to be the Eleanor Shellenor room. And for your reference, you made that choice of door. Other doors in the room are entrance to the dining room, entrance to the library, and exit to the outside. Also, the door to the coat and weapons check, although you have no reason to believe that leaves anywhere right now.
Yeah.
So you check the kitchen door, which was the entrance to Eleanor and Chellenor's room. It is not now. Now it is the entrance to a long, long hallway with a door on the end that a Bartholomew is trudging down. You do only see one such door and one such Bartholomew in there. And you have a bit of time to formulate, close the door, whatever you may want to do.
I mean, Bartholomew tried to help us earlier when I was with Turnifid, right? So I'm gonna. Hello. Things aren't going great. Are you? Where did you land on all this? What side are you on?
I serve my master.
Right. Yeah, that sounds. Mm-hmm.
I do not think he is on our side.
No. I'm just gonna. Who is it? Who is it that said that to me just now?
Your secret not wife.
Is she here? I thought she was in the Eleanor Shellenor room.
Oh no, you're right. She is in the Eleanor Shellenor room.
Dang, I was
Excuse
gonna
me.
be so happy to have all
She's
of
on the
those spell
wind.
slots hanging out with me. I mean, to have my wife. In that case, I'm going to close the door, and I'm going to go towards what I believe to be the weapons check. And it's very much not like a sprinting, but the thing that like high society ladies do when they're moving quickly, where it's the standard walk motion, but just very quickly.
You power walk to code and weapons check. And you find coat and weapons check.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
You also see Jason's body. He's still there. Say hi.
Oh yeah.
hi, Jason. Right.
He doesn't say anything.
What's the biggest, most dangerous looking thing in this room?
What is the biggest, most dangerous looking thing in the room?
Something
I
that
was
can
like,
cause a
I'll roll
fire?
for that. The numbers wouldn't mean anything, but I could roll a die.
Roll for big thing.
There is a legally distinct version of a buster sword in this room. Just a long slab of metal sharpened into a blade.
Oh wow, that looks like a strength weapon.
It
does look like a strength weapon.
You know what? I am gonna take the fucking legally distinct Buster Sword.
In fairness,
Okay.
you didn't ask for like most dangerous, you asked for biggest. I think that's basically asking for a strength weapon.
That's true. Because do you remember what plan B was? It was break the manor.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna pick up the biggest thing I can find and just start swinging it at the goddamn walls until that Bartholomew catches up to me.
I support it.
Sure.
Yep.
Where do you start swinging?
Are there any load-bearing columns in here? Any, like, I mean, I know the difference between a decorative column and a load-bearing column. If there's no load-bearing columns, I'm going for a wall, an inner wall.
You can... You can roll me... Would there be columns? No, I don't think this foyer has columns. You can go for an inner wall. What should I make you roll to see if you can identify load-bearing walls at a glance? I don't know about any of these.
Maybe insight?
Survival.
That is weirdly
feel
where...
like-
Oh,
yeah.
no, you have... I was like,
Just that
insight,
skill
but I
that
was
I
more
have, a
thinking of the
+6
word
thing?
intuition.
Maybe
No.
just intelligence, just a raw intelligence check.
Something like that.
See, this is where Pathfinder's so complicated, but one thing I love about Pathfinder is that it has intelligence checks in like 6 subcategories, and there is a check in Pathfinder called intelligence parentheses engineering, which would be exactly what we need right now.
Yeah.
Would it be? It's more like you making an inference, but also
Yeah.
there is just a chance you could like
I'm gonna be
possess
honest,
this
actually.
character, is it not just luck? Like you're gonna hit something, and
Yeah,
then
actually, if
see what the
I-
odds are.
If I can take a step back, Evelyn can't tell what a load-bearing wall is. I don't know. Look, I can, but I'm autistic. There's a difference. Evelyn's probably autistic too, but she's a different kind of autistic.
right.
So I think it's just gonna be start swinging it at walls. Just fucking
All right.
Fortnite this shit.
Roll me a flat luck check, and I will say the thresholds are in quarters rather than halves. I think that's how I would like to do it.
Okay, flat luck is just a d20.
Yeah.
All right, roll 1d20. That is a 19 on D&D Beyond.
Wow. Okay, that is in the highest bracket of scores. That is excellent. Here's the thing. I should add you roll luck anyway because this is obviously a shifting building. Even if you could identify a load-bearing wall, there's not much guarantee it would be load-bearing. Via that logic, you take a swing at actually a rather large wall that wouldn't seem to be load-bearing of any kind. It is that sort of... Well, I guess any of them could have been load-bearing. There's not really an outside of the room. But you swing at toward the direction of the dining room. No, you don't. I lied. You swing in the direction of the library. My apologies.
Sick.
And with a 19, you strike down that wall, and you see... You strike your way into the library. The building doesn't come tumbling down, but if you look to the bottom of the glass floor, which has now reconfigured itself back into its underground passage, so there is the door on the floor, it leads not to the underground passage, but an upside-down Eleanor's room.
Yeah, I'm going through that shit.
And go through it you do.
Hello. Hi.
Thank goodness you found your way here. None of the Bartholomews got to you?
More than one Bartholomew. That's good to know.
Many more, yes.
Is there a Barty Prime? Bartholomew Prime? Because the one I talked to is kind of robot-y, but the one we've talked to in the past helped us.
I'm afraid not. His consciousness moves between the husks, for lack of a better term. I want you to know visually, by the way, you're standing on the roof. The room is upside down, assuming, like, you did go through and everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
But his consciousness goes between vessels. And when it is supercharged, as it is now, he can inhabit multiple vessels at the same time. All that is to say, they are all the true Bartholomew.
Okay, so there's no reasoning with that. No. Plan B was destroy the house. Molly doesn't seem to be with me, and you seemed okay with it. I was gonna break. How much reconfiguring can you do? Can you turn this house into a tower, and we can just start breaking things on the ground floor till it falls, or do I need to get some fire? How best to destroy mansion? How burn down? Fire, flames, by the side of my face.
With the exception
Love it, Jess. Love
Thank
it.
you.
With the exception of the 5th floor, I can move them as my heart desires. In fact, we're technically at the level of the 3rd floor right now, in a space that would have been open air as you were being portaled.
Oh.
Luckily,
Okay.
I was quick enough to remedy that.
I appreciate that. Second question, how much does gravity affect this house?
Eleanor thinks about that, like, pretty intensely, after which she says, most the same as anything else. As you can see, if I turn a room upside down, it's upside down.
Oh, so it is. Could we stack this place as vertical as possible? Maybe we try to find our friends, put this on the very bottom, and then just pull the rug out from under it and let the whole place topple?
I'm afraid I can't go quite that far. I
Okay.
can't damage the structural integrity of the building. Here is what I use. And she turns the structure toward you. And what she has is sort of a configuration of cubes that are placed in
Ooh.
sort of the outline of a house. So,
Fun.
as you can see, I can shift relative position, but I can't actually take away anything. Unfortunately, I can't impact the structural integrity of the thing, useful as it would be. What I can do is move rooms that would be on the inside of the building to the outside of the building, making indoor windows outdoor windows. Which brings me, she taps a block, to the 4th floor. A bit of a storage for miscellaneous rooms at this point, most of the things we used when we were living, one of which is my greenhouse.
Oh.
It's presently covered like anything else, but it is a room entirely made, of course, well, mostly of windows. So, if we can get you there, and we can get it to the outside of the building, facing the outside in any way, and you can, as you put it, smash it, the moonlight will shine through, and hopefully, this nightmare will be done.
That sounds good to me. Can we move this door to be in the greenhouse and then I'll just trot on out? Or is it seems like there's some limitations to where this room can be.
The greenhouse, unfortunately, had all of its entrances blocked or otherwise removed.
Smart.
Of course, we can always get there by other, more destructive means. Although before we do that, I would recommend us gathering the rest of your party.
Yes, let's do that.
First, let's make way to the kitchen. And speaking of the kitchen, we flash back to when Kaplinger and Molly were thrown from their portals and landed in the kitchen. All you know right now is that you're in the kitchen. You don't know where exactly it is in the house. Make me a quick dex check to see how well you land out of this sun deposit. I will do the same.
14.
She got an 8. So you are much more awares than Molly is right now. You can try to get at her, you can try to leave, but at the very least you have an action where she will be unawares. You can
And
get
the last
the
thing that
upper
she
hand
did-
on her at least.
Yeah, the last thing that she did before we fell through the thing was remind me exactly. Like
She tried
she
to put a
basically
literal
came out as
gobstopper in your mouth.
being. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she didn't fall that great, huh?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna reach into my vestments and pull out my rapier and stab her in the kidney.
Ooh.
That's not something you typically see coming out of vestments.
No. And I assume that because she is unawares, I would get my sneak attack damage.
Yes, you would. Not in the. It is not the exact application of sneak attack, but it is in the spirit of sneak attack, to be sure. So you will get your sneak attack damage. You can roll for that. AC is 14.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. Let's say.
Oh no, wait, no, you get
25
sneak
to
attack
hit.
anyway because. Oh well,
She's prone.
you can make an advantage roll
advantage?
because she's prone. Yeah.
Okay, well, I rolled a 19 and an 18 on the 2 dice, so, and I have a +6 to hit, so, yeah, 24 or 25. 25.
Yeah, that beats a 14.
Good stab.
Roll damage.
20.
20 damage?
Yeah, I rolled an 8 on the D8 that I get, and pretty good on the sneak attack damage as well.
Yeah,
Right in the
no
kidney.
kidding. You get her right in the kidney, straight through. It's a rough blow.
Kaplinger's face is different than it has been this entire quest so far. He's been kind of calm and collected and, clergy-y for as much as possible. All pretense of that in this moment is gone. And he just has a very hard expression on his face.
Molly is incredibly shaken. She scrambles away from you. Mark, get me out of here. Mark! She scrambles into a corner, back against the wall, facing you, eyes wide. You're not a man of the cloth, are you?
I cast Thaumaturgy and make my eyes glow red and my voice deepen. And I say, the only one I serve is myself.
Oh, then we're alike in that way, Chaplain. She draws her knives. She charges at you. She falls through the floor. A portal is opened beneath her feet. She has been taken from the room. And behind you, on the ceiling, opens a portal. And out through it drops a Bartholomew for you as well.
Bartholomew's for everybody.
Portal Boy must be having the best day. Just getting to throw people everywhere. This must be so fun. And maybe
Mark's loving
scary,
it.
but I bet Mark's having a good time.
Mark is the one you screamed at, though, right? With
Well,
the first
yeah,
Bartholomew
I screamed
interaction.
at 2 of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems to have gotten his bearings by this point after
Yeah.
being scared. Yeah, there's a Bartholomew in front of you. You can engage it in combat. You can try to get out. There is a door, there's a door that, where the kitchen originally was, would be leading further into the mansion, and the door, which you would have to get through Bartholomew to get through, that goes into the foyer. As far as you know.
He's in front of the door to the foyer, he said,
Yes.
as far as I know. Okay. I'll try one of the other doors.
All right, there is the one door behind you, which you open to reveal open air. You're now at the edge of the manor. It seems things have been shifted around.
And Bartholomew is bearing down on me, I assume.
Yes.
Is there any? So we're in the kitchen.
Yes.
Uh,
And I said this off camera, but I will say it on camera as well. Bartholomew's our big robot guys, and we are taking the animated series approach to big robot guys. They exist to be maimed and dismembered and defeated in however you can imagine. So you can take evasive maneuvers, but if you pitch me a cool enough offensive maneuver, I'll let it try to play out.
all right. So I am going to quickly cast minor illusion on say a kitchen stool that is on the floor. I'm going to use minor illusion to replicate that kitchen stool and make it seem closer to Bartholomew than it is. And just look him in the eye. I've still got my thaumaturgy going, and just kind of put my hand out like this and try to goad him to charge at me. And with the intention of tripping him out the window.
Yeah, the bait is taken.
Door.
He charges at you.
I nimbly dodge out of the way.
Excellent. Make me... Because I will still make you do a roll.
Yes.
But just give me a dex save for that.
Yeah. 24.
I'm not even going to roll anything on my side. You succeed. You friggin' go through his legs and trip him with your hands to make him go out the door and careening to the outside.
All right.
One down.
Yeah.
Um,
I head for the other door then. The one he was in front of.
You head for the other door and you find yourself facing down one of the bedrooms from the second floor. So you are basically seeing an attic entrance that if you went through would put you... Gravity would send you onto the wall of the bedroom you would be going into.
Okay. I mean, I go for that attic door. I assume we're in the kids' rooms.
Yes.
I mean, but yeah, at this point we're just
Yeah.
we don't know. There's no map, so
if you climb up to then go out the entrance of the bedroom, you will find that you are indeed on the second floor. But the way gravity is configured, what would have been a hallway is now straight up and straight down.
Are there enough doors on this hallway where I could realistically like jump from doorway to doorway?
Well, not realistically, but in this wonderful fantasy land, absolutely. Make me an... Oh, I looked at your stats and got a little bit sad, but give me an acrobatics check for this.
X is my one thing, so I gotta try to...
Yeah.
I
was like, oh, you're a rogue. And then I was like, oh, you're not that kind of rogue. I see.
Yes. Well, I mean, somewhat,
it's
but not
still
this
decent.
time. That was a 5 total. I rolled a
5?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was a cool idea.
Yep.
Well, here's the good news. You initially jump out to a door handle that is on the outside of the hallway, meaning that when you fuck that up on a 5, you slip and fall down, but when you get to the bottom, which, again, this was a loop similar to the basement path, when you get to the bottom, you sort of slide more to a stop, so you don't have a sudden fall damage or anything like that. The bad news is on the other side of the hallway, falling from seemingly somewhere similar, maybe a closet somewhere. It's a Bartholomew.
Let's have how does this work? Can I have Lafayette like get up in his face? And then I try to stab him while he's distracted.
Sure, yeah.
The classic combo of owl and stab.
Not the best roll. 13.
13? I will say, you know what? You sent out Lafayette to do the distraction. I will... no, I'll just be nicer about the result of it. I was gonna give you advantage, but on a 13, you make a slash at the Bartholomew's chest. That does not kill, but you do remove that chassis that was once there to reveal a glowing core of energy. So suffice it to say, you have perhaps made an opening. Unfortunately, Bartholomew is going to grab Lafayette, who presumably fits in his palm.
Now I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
This is a strange question. I'm just gonna do it, and you can tell me if you can just say no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't rip that core out with Mage Hand.
Fuck yeah, you're gonna rip that out with Mage Hand.
That's so fucking cool.
Sleight of hand, I guess.
All right.
Skillful removal of the Bartholomew core.
That is a 14.
A 14. On a 14, it's messy. It's a little visceral. But through love of your feathered companion, you do manage to, with Mage Hand, rip out the core of this Bartholomew. And after a moment, the machinery grinds to a halt. The grip, though rigid, is still, so Lafayette is able to wriggle out of it.
Right.
You're now at the bottom of this loop. If you look up either way, you can see, again, doorways. And there is also a doorway at your feet.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to go against gravity because I feel like going up might be helpful. So I'm gonna yeah, let's do the Lafayette is trained with this. I'm gonna give Lafayette one end of my rope and let him fly up to that door up at the top.
All right.
I guess I could do it with Mage Hand too, but I'll just
Let's get Lafayette a job. You can send up Mage Hand if you want to tie the rope to something.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I don't know how he's gonna work in tandem.
Yeah, it's a 2-hand job. Lafayette's a hand.
Right.
And then you do that.
Rope.
Absolutely. You are now at the top of this loop. And And you can be sure that there are no Bartholomews that are going to climb your way up here. You are at the very least safe at the moment.
Does that lead anywhere? Any different?
Does it lead anywhere?
Anything?
If you wanted to go through the door that is now at the very top of the loop,
Yes.
you would find yourself. It's interesting. You would call it an attic, but sort of getting your bearings a little bit. You assume that this track is running through the middle of the building, or somewhere at least in the more middle section of the building, not the exact middle, because looking up here, you just see a little room with a triangle lean to it that you can recognize as just being a minuscule space between the door and a roof.
Is it like solid, or are there any windows or anything?
It's solid, but solid things don't have to stay solid.
Right. I'm just. I have very. I mean, I can see how much damage a rapier will do to the roof.
This
also
piercing
pretty much
weapon smash right through.
All right. Open up a hole.
All right, roll. I guess roll a strength check. You're trying to, which I think your stats
Yeah.
reflect how this would go
Yeah.
with a piercing weapon.
Yeah. What is my strength? Oh. Yeah, that's a 2 minus 1. So a unnatural 1.
Ooh.
Listen, you're trying to like stab upward, but you're also like working against gravity, so you're grabbing onto the like hinge of this door and trying to like get your it's really not working. Which
So
is
close, but so far.
yeah. Maybe it's for best you can abandon this effort without much cost, because as you're doing that, the area beneath you starts to shift.
Hmm.
Presumably once again through the doings of Eleanor. But we won't know until later. Let's check in with our monster duo in their hallway of Bartholomew's.
Everybody else has like strategy and tactics. I feel like we're just gonna hit some robots, and that's what my character is good at. So,
yeah.
There are like 12 of them. You said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, when one of them starts getting close to me, just gonna hit him real hard.
Just with your
Great.
fist.
Yeah. Roll for hit hard.
Actually, technically, I am gonna go ahead. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Actually, has Lady Solstice seen that they have like a core in them? No, yeah, I was there. For
Yeah, we
that.
saw the puppet guy. Yeah.
So I do have a special thing I can do. I'm gonna activate my Crimson Right, which gives me more damage. It also makes me take damage. So I'm gonna take 5 damage when I activate that, which I can handle. So now my strikes are going to do extra cold damage. Now, since we're doing this in a more theater of mind type sense, I'll leave this to Mike's discretion. But the way my attacks work is I am a multi-attack character. My attacks aren't super strong, but I can do like 3 of them in a turn. So, do you want me to just go for 3? How do we want to do this? Because if I can kill one robot with one attack, then I want to hit the second one with another one, you know? But I don't know how tanky they are.
Yeah, roll for 3. And yeah, basically, as you said it, if you roll really well, let's do them one at a time so we
Okay.
can say, does this down a robot, does that down a robot?
I'll have this be slashing damage because I can pick bludgeoning or slashing for my monstery unarmed strikes. Half of it's going to be slashing, half of it's going to be cold, with the idea I'm trying to rip the armor off to get to that core. 18 for the first one.
Yeah, you definitely stick your hand in with the freezing cold. You shatter robot parts that are between you and the core, and you rip it out.
Fuck yeah!
No
All
problemo.
right. One down. Then I'm immediately in Lycan frenzy mode. Gonna go for the next nearest one. Second attack, less good, but still not terrible. That's a 14 to hit.
A 14 isn't gonna down in one blow, but you punch its chest and exploding in shards of cold, ice shards, the core is exposed within it.
Cool, let's use my third one to try and get this guy finished off. Oh, that was a 7. Probably not gonna do that. So I got like one and a half of them, I would imagine.
Yeah, you just punch the core of this one, and it almost comes off like a rough tummy punch. The Bartholomew is doubled over, but not done for.
All right, that's good. Turniped, this is what Lady Solstice has been wanting to do for in-universe the last several hours. So she's just gonna do this. If you have strategy, please, by all means, go ahead, or I'm just gonna keep tearing up robots.
Worth noting, especially for the maybe Yakuza inclined among you, a desk and a chair did fall with you, along with other office objects, if that impacts your combat at all.
Honestly, I feel like what Turniped would actually do, even though it won't work, is as Matt's slashing through people, he's gonna go back to the wall like he did for the library and just knock and be like, Mark, is it too late? Is it too late to use our words, Mark?
I'll get your ass too, Turniped. Don't turn on us. I will throw the gnome.
I feel like I wasn't listening to you properly last time.
You don't get any portals opening. In
Okay.
fact, you get the
Shocking.
ethereal impression of a middle finger on your right cheek.
All right, then at that, assuming that's what it took me while Matt was doing his fighting, I would like, you said the guy doubled over, and I don't know if I'll roll good enough to get to do all of these things, but I would like to take out my little spatula that I have and sort of magically turn it into my halberd weapon. So like a big axe looking bitch.
Love that.
And then can I behead the Albert that doubled over?
The Albert?
Oh, whatever his name is.
How are you so far off?
who's it?
Even close.
Whatever his name is.
All right, we're killing Albert, innocent bystander.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Overgarden.
I'll let you. No, that's your assistant. I'll let you behead the Bartholomew that was doubled
Bartholomew.
over. Yes.
Beautiful. Then that's what I'm going to do.
Unfortunately, you did take that time to do that thing. So while you will get to successfully turn around and behead that Bartholomew, duck stepping under your swing to get behind you is another Bartholomew who grabs you around the waist and is
Well,
going to
hold
give
on
you.
Hold on
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
because you let me do that without having to actually roll, which was very nice of you. But because
That's
of
true.
that, if you hit a creature with a melee attack roll, you can make a melee attack roll against a second creature within 5 feet. So can I swing it on that one?
Sure. Yeah.
Great.
It's behind you now. But you can roll to swing on that one.
That is a 10 to hit. Seems unlikely.
That's a 10 to hit. You don't get to swing at it, but you do elbow it in the face. So it was trying to grab you around the waist. Now it's just staggering behind you. So you're at least okay for the moment.
Beautiful.
Progress.
After elbowing it in the face, I do want to talk to it. So, how does this soul thing work? Are you all one guy or not? Yes, no? Infinite
We are
glitch.
one in service of one purpose, one master.
Right, but who's inside?
They all say, I am.
Turnip Head, is this really the time for research when you could be hitting things with your meat man?
All times are times for research, man.
I'm going to hit your meat man with my hands in a moment if you don't help me.
Okay. And then I'll start hacking away too. I don't know how much you want to play this out.
Yeah.
But I got an
I'll
axe,
go
he's got knives. We'll slash them up.
Yeah. I'll go to Catherine to see what you want to do next.
Hey, I got one thing now. The only thing that changes on this character in combat is if I go down to half or less health. Then there's a chance that I go into a frenzy and attack my allies. So let's hope that
You're
doesn't
just trying
happen.
to do. So it's in
Yeah, it's
character.
fitting. It's not necessarily the most out of character thing. Regardless, I'm just gonna Turnip Head finished off the one that I was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna turn to the next one. Do the thing. That's a dirty 20.
Hell yeah. This is your, again, like 3-striker
Yeah, that
maneuver.
was just the first one.
You got one down.
Boom. Second one. Well, really like fourth one. 14 again. Which I believe we established was like a half.
Yeah, that's a decent half.
All right, let's see if I can get the core. 14 again. Half plus half. This die
Yeah.
might be weighted. I'll have to check it. It's a lot of 14s.
Yeah, you got 2. You rip the core out of one and then beat the other one with it.
All right.
Which
4
takes 2
down.
hits because the core is not a great weapon. But there are 4 down.
That's what I got here.
What is the core? Is all of the energy bits, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Or-
where the energy is essentially stored. Yeah.
I want a motion for him to throw me the core.
I mean, I'll full send chunk the core at you. I'm not gonna toss it.
Yeah, I'll let that happen.
Okay.
I don't think I'll even need a roll. I think you both can play catch even in
I
this,
was just like,
even
we're
under
both big
duress.
people. I feel
Yeah.
like it's fine.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a core now. What are you gonna do with it?
I want to cast either investigation or arcana, whichever will let me know the most about how these things are powered specifically in terms of beating them up. If there's any
Okay.
sort of weakness that's not taking them out, each one.
I'll let you roll. Honestly, whichever between the two is higher. To be frank, I'll see if there's something that I can give you, but let's see what the roll is
Okay.
first because it seems that it's just like take them out, you know. But perhaps you can
That
glean
is
up
a
information.
dirty 20 for
A
arcana.
dirty 20? A dirty 20 on Arcana. What could I let you know based on that? What you have here is a heart, so while it is the most efficient way to take them out, this leads to other extremities. This is how the limbs are powered. It's how the head is powered. So it could stand to reason that perhaps in the head would be a neural center, so headshots could be viable. Also, if you remove the legs from it, they're not going to move anymore. So while this is the most efficient lethality, it's not the only lethality.
Okay, so they're just basically people.
Yeah.
Well, worth a shot. I thought maybe there'd just be a kill switch.
I mean, I think removing the heart is the kill switch.
A general
Yeah.
kill switch.
I think
high-mind
removing
kill
the
switch.
heart is the general kill switch. Typically, that kills things.
Catherine, you're up.
You know what I'm doing, baby.
I'm
Nat
very happy
one.
letting you do it.
That's a 1?
I was on that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
You punch one of them in the thigh, and at worst give it a Charlie horse.
And it's a robot, so that's tough to do. That's almost more impressive.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's one wasted. Let's go for another one. 13. These are getting worse.
A 13. Yeah, you can rip the chest off of one, leaving the core exposed.
I gotta get one. Come on, at least one this turn, please. Dirty 20 again.
A dirty 20. I will let you, with a dirty 20, I will let you rip that core out, and in that same motion, almost like a discus thrower, you tear the chest off another.
Yeah. So I'm at 6
1.5
down.
for you.
Let's go.
5.5 down.
Okay, 5.5. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Turniped. We're halfway there.
I'm honestly like genuinely content to let Matt do this, but I'll swing a halberd at one.
I'm just I haven't gotten any damage yet.
Sure, yeah. Again, you can go with things on your page, but if you want to do some other bullshit,
he doesn't really have other bullshit. To be fully honest, he's a big meat soup man.
You can punch things, you can throw things, you can.
I still do want to try to
if you want to swing your halberd, you can
swing
swing your halberd.
Throw him.
I could punch, throw, and I guess because we're doing a theory of the mind, because that doesn't really have a ton of damage in normal stuff, but it is more fun to smash them with the chair, so I can do that instead.
Yeah. Roll to hit with chair. And like we've been doing with Matt, if you roll well, it'll be a hit. It'll be a kill in one blow, or you can get a half, or you would get nothing.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll something random on D20 and use that. That was an 11.
That was an 11. With that, you can finish off the one that Matt exposed the chest of. You sort of stab the chair into the core, rendering it inoperative. And with that, you have taken down 6 of the Bartholomews in this hallway.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Am I back up?
Yes, you are.
All right. We do need to do something to make this go. How close are the Bartholomews in proximity to each other?
It's a pretty cramped hallway, so at best they can line up like 2 in a row. But they are by necessity like pretty close to each other.
I mean, you did mention there is desk, and I did remember I don't have advantage on strength attacks. I do have advantage on strength checks, which I do believe would mean throw desk.
Yes, it would.
So, what would that be? Athletics, probably?
Sure.
All right.
Athletics would make sense.
Throw desk. At the angle that bowling pins them all into each other as best as I can. I do love that. That was a 2 on the die. I love
the image that Turniphead just smacked one with a chair, and then now she's just like, oh, okay.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's
the entire desk.
So in character, though. 17. Advantage still was not great, but really saved me from a bad outcome there.
Yeah. 17. Here's the thing. I love creativity. I love the use of props, and desk is large. So with a 17, I will let you sort of grab the desk from behind your head and swing it, dutifully crushing 2 Bartholomews in one swing.
Nice.
7 are down, 5 remain. No, 8 are down, 4 remain.
Do they have any weapons, or are they just kind of storming us?
They're just kind of storming you. They'll try to grab you, hit you.
No cool robo attachments?
No cool robo stuff. It seems like they're trying to drag you toward the door at the end of the hallway for whatever reason. But other than that,
I mean, we're pretty much clear at this point. We only got a couple more to go. So Turniphead, throw something else.
Yeah.
Expose the gnome and let me throw the gnome.
You're not throwing the gnome.
I want to throw the gnome.
What is through the doorway, though? That's the most interesting thing. Where's that taking us?
I don't know.
All right, Turniphead's gonna do something stupid, actually, instead. And Turniphead's going to slyly, if possible, get out of the suit and let the suit kind of roll on its own like it used to, and try to go through that door sneakily, not being dragged.
Give me a stealth check.
Do I go to my death? We'll see. Where's my gnome boy? That is a 10. Oh wait, no, that was. Oh yeah, that's right. 10.
I will make a little Persepi-sap.
Persepi-sap.
Oh, that's not good at all. Yeah, you escape the glare of the remaining Bartholomews. They're kind of busy with their combat, so you can indeed slip away and open the door to find open air.
Oh.
And you're outside of your meat suit. That makes you better at falling. Upon seeing the door open, the Bartholomews simultaneously turn their head and start charging at you, trying to punt you out that fucking door.
Someone's gonna throw the gnome.
We're gonna do two things here now, Mike.
Yeah.
Before Matt goes, I want to do whatever dex save I need to do to get around the Bartholomews without falling out, and B, I would like to send my meat suit flinging itself at top speed towards the Bartholomews, and it'll hope to take both of them out of the open door.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now we're getting
Give
real
me a
creative
dex
with it.
save to
Dex
avoid the
save-
kicking feet.
Dex save is a 12.
Aw.
Might be the end of turn 10.
might
He's gonna
have an
get
idea.
smashed by all
Okay.
these people.
On a 12, I'm gonna give you a compromise. You have the sense of mind to close the door before they close in on you. You're eating a boot to the face.
Okay, fair enough.
Out of curiosity, remind me
Um,
as this is happening, how long is this hallway? Roughly?
Pretty long. I don't know. How would you put it? I don't know, like 30 feet. Is that reasonable? Probably
Perfect.
not.
That was the
but,
number I
like,
wanted
it's
to
a
hear.
long
Thank
hallway.
you. Move on. I got a plan.
Can I still have
30
my
foot.
guy run top speed into these two?
No, you got kicked in the face against a door. You have brain trauma.
He's a guy. He can do it on his own.
Your meat suit can take an action. Catherine can take an action. Your gnome body is indisposed.
That's fine.
Predisposed.
My
Yeah,
meat suit's
whatever.
still gonna run top speed then if he can take an action.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
That's all
sorry. I
he's got.
misunderstood.
His battery
Yes, the
grab,
meat
yeah.
suit. The meat suit can, and the meat
Yes.
suit does. To what end? The door is closed.
Well, see, that's unfortunate that the door is closed. But I guess honestly, to smash through the wall, that's a big thing. They're big things. It's a lot of weight and a lot of speed.
Sure. Give me a strength check that will have to be high. If your athletics is higher, you can run that as well.
Oh yes, let's do that because I have advantage on athletics too. So that is a 21.
A 21. All right. I gave you that one. Fair enough. Here's the thing about success. The DC to break through the wall was a D20. So the Bartholomews break through the wall, as does the Turniphead Meats puppet, as does the Turniphead,
Right.
who
No, that
was
was a fair.
against the door.
That was a real fair. See, the thing is, I had already said I wanted to do this, and I feel like that's just life. I think sometimes you get taken out too.
I can't. I believe I gave you enough opportunity.
You
to
did.
swear.
You absolutely did. But I committed.
Okay. Catherine.
All right.
Hey,
so
Kathy.
what's the
Is there anything you can do about this?
So currently, give me a position, like an order of everything that's happening on the other end of this hallway right now, because I know people are falling, but how's that manifesting?
So at that end of the hallway, there are. I'm gonna make it into 3 Bartholomews falling, because there's the Bartholomew that kicked you in the face, and then there's, let's say, 2 lined up Bartholomews that were between the Turniphead Meat Suit and Turniphead. So behind you, Catherine, there is one Bartholomew remaining, and in front of you are those 5 falling figures.
Okay.
One of whom is a lot squishier than the rest.
So here's the great thing about this, and I'm sure I'm going to have to do some rolls to make this happen. But I can tank a bit of a fall. I got 34 hit points and resistance to bludgeoning damage right now. I'm fine. So, I'm going to use my movement to move 5, 10, 15 feet. This is theater of mind. However far I need to be within my 30-foot teleport range of the people falling. I am then going to, as a bonus action, teleport up to 30 feet to a space I can see. Does not have to be on the ground, just a space that I can see. I'm going to teleport, best I can, next to Turniphead. And then I'm going to use my action to grab Turniphead and throw him at the Bartholomew, remaining in the hallway, thus saving Turniphead and throwing the gnome.
I mean, did you save me? I'm still going at velocity and very small.
I got one teleport. I can't teleport us back. I got one left. I am running, teleporting, grabbing you, and chunking you back into the hallway at top speed.
Matt,
how do I roll for brain trauma?
I am throwing you head first so that your pointy little gnome hat is like a dart.
It is made of felt, but the answer is appreciated.
All right, Mike, what rules do I need to do for that?
I am going
This
to...
got way more fun than a halberd.
Here's the thing. So in favor of this. Roll me an athletics check.
All right.
Just to make sure you successfully grab and throw the Turniphead.
Can I do anything to assist in the being grabbed? Because I feel like my instinct to not die will have
I got
me
a 19.
into this.
So you should be hopefully okay.
Okay, you got a 19.
19, yeah. Thank God for the advantage, but 19.
Okay, great. With that, you will successfully throw the Turniphead
Crap.
at the
Chunk.
Bartholomew to determine how powerful that throw was. And I am fishing, but give me another athletics check to see just how effective the throw is.
Good start. 22.
I was looking for over 20. So you make your teleport. You grab the Turniphead, throw him at the Bartholomew remaining, and you do so with such poise, such mid-air control of your body that you throw Turniphead straight through the Bartholomew.
Yeah,
out the remaining robot.
Oh my god!
Does that probably hurt quite bad? Yes. Does it probably hurt less bad than hitting solid ground? Also, yes.
Going through metal is better than hitting solid ground?
Probably. They're neither are good. But like, if it crumbled, if that crumble's gonna take impact. Like it's like a car crash, right?
Zone, yeah.
Yeah. That's legitimately a thing in mechanical engineering. Mike said it went through. That meant it crumpled. Science. Anyway, now I'm falling out of the building.
You're fine. You can hop back up. We established that episode.
I'll be okay. But yeah, there we go. I threw the gnome. Yay!
All right.
And it was narratively important. Yeah, Mike? I mean that is my movement, my bonus action, my action. I used everything for that. So back in Mike's hands.
How much am I hurt from getting a knee to the face, toppled, grabbed, and thrown?
Yeah. Listen, folks, obviously this has been an experimental vibes-based combat session. Would it let me look at your character sheet.
Please do. I'll come in.
I feel like
not adding a specific spell I considered adding. Now I
feel like going through all that shit, I think 15 half your health would be like reasonable for your little gnome body.
That's very fair.
Oh
That's
yeah,
generous even.
Well, it's because my health is 30.
Yeah.
I think if you add it all up, I'm dead. And Mike's being very nice by having Matt not have murdered me to make a point.
Very
You
generous.
would have probably died the other way too. Even
I
if you
had
die
a
this time,
secondary
you die
option.
taking out another Bartholomew.
I had thoughts.
A
last
hero.
Yeah.
time. Oh wait, here
With
we
half your
go.
health.
Oh, that's the other one. Never mind.
Yeah, no. You are doctor, not chef. Turn of it
I
for
am the
character
doctor.
sheets. Also, if your health was higher, I would be scaling this damage up. The point is, you take a big chunk of your
Yeah,
vitality.
the point is I
just
lost
not the
half
whole
of my
thing.
existence. Totes. What goes?
Also, Catherine's careening toward the ground. We'll check in with her later.
He's got a bit to fall.
As for we will loop right back around to Evelyn in the Eleanor room. And Eleanor is currently trying to manipulate the house to get to Kaplinger's location. Which seems to be changing, so it's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
If you have anything you would like to cover, anything you would like to do or get from the NPCs, you've got almost every NPC in the campaign in the room here with you.
Yeah. Amelia's here with me. Countess
Yes, she is.
von Bloodletter.
Yes.
And I'm going to walk up to her and I'm going to say, "Hi, darling. Would you do me a favor and cast Featherfall on the both of us? Because things are moving around quite a bit just as we leave this room. Gravity seems to be a mess here, and I don't know that I want to deal with that.
Yes, very, very smart. She obliges. She casts Featherfall on the both of you. I'm just going to pull up her sheet and make sure we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's. But you do now have Featherfall cast.
Excellent. Second question, love of my life. I believe you can summon a ghost horse of some sort. And I'm not particularly good in combat, and I feel like a ghost horse would be good at breaking down walls and doors and finding my way through things. Some sort of phantom steed, 3rd level spell, if you would be so inclined.
I will.
I'm so happy that you're doing that because I have wanted to cast Phantom Steed in every single episode.
Oh,
and I'm so happy you've done this.
It is
It's so
wild that
good.
that's just a spell at all. It's not the wildest spell, but I do like that it exists.
Ghost horse. Is this my brother, and me?
what? Ghost? Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah, she will be with you when you get to the green room. She will be ready to cast Phantom Steed.
Excellent. All right, then yeah, as the house rearranges, I guess we just wait till it's time to go on our fetch quest to fetch a Kaplinger.
Yeah, and it's not much of a fetch quest. After feeling Eleanor's room shifting around in terms of its orientation a couple times, finally, it settles. Kaplinger, for your part, the entire hallway has shifted so that the doorway that you were just reaching through to get up to stab the roof is now at the bottom and leading directly into Eleanor. No, that doesn't make sense. You're still orientated toward the top, and you can climb into Eleanor's room.
Hello.
I do that.
Welcome back to relative safety.
Well, I guess we'll see about that.
Yeah, it seems like you're having a harder time than I did. I found a cool big sword and then broke a wall and walked into a room. You were climbing.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. All right. So anyway, long and short of it, there's a greenhouse made of windows. If we can get into the greenhouse, break the greenhouse, get the greenhouse on the outside of the house, then the moon is able to see inside. And I think before we do that, though, we need to find the heavy hitters of our party. Because you and I are not really fighters very much. And there's a big meat man that, I mean, as long as that giant meat suit is okay, will be so helpful to us. As long as it didn't, like, sacrifice itself to take down 2 enemies that were apparently relatively easy.
I wonder if I could, like,
irony.
swing around mid-fall so that I land on the meat man, saving myself and crushing another fighter.
And
When you
Yeah,
say
hey, let's not do that though. Let the meat man live.
when you say neither of us are fighters, Kaplinger flicks his Kaplinger flicks his rapier, like flicks the blood off of his rapier, and resheaths it in his robes.
oh, okay, well, Preacher is apparently more of a fighter than I am. I'm not much of a fighter, I suppose. Sorry, are you not a cleric? Out of character, I know you're not a cleric, but
It's complicated.
yes, everything seems to be. Yeah, let's pick up Lady Catherine and Turniphead, shall we?
I'm afraid we can only do one of those things.
Oh, who
Eleanor
died?
says. I don't think anyone has died, but unfortunately, it would seem that both Lady Catherine and the meat suit, as you called it, have fallen outside of the manor. As such, I won't be able to get to them.
Can we put the room down next to where they are outside of the manor and just open the door and be like, hello, would you like to come back in?
We can't really do that. I guess.
Over Turniphead then.
Just
No,
such a
you know what?
hassle. Come on.
You know what? We can, and Eleanor shifts some things around, and the room sort of shakes, almost as if one were shaking a can. And you are shifted down so that if you open the little attic way that you have been using to go in and out of this room, the only entrance or exit to this room, you will see indeed to the outside of the manor, where you will see the remains of 3 Bartholomews, crushed, just completely spattered across the ground. The meat suit, doing okay. It's taken a fall like that before. And Lady Catherine, unconscious, out of her monster form.
That's probably for the best, actually. How much damage did I take there?
I am gonna rule it so that you got pretty lucky and you were like mid Hulk de-transformation when you were transforming. I'm gonna put you at 1 HP. You did some cool shit and saved your friend, and now you took a shit ton of fall damage. I'm not gonna put you in death saves, but I'm putting you down.
I will take
Good.
it. She got to throw the gnome. That was a total victory. I do imagine I'm gonna have to switch season form when I get up, but that will deal with when I get up.
Yes.
Jeez,
Very
what a
much
God.
so. Yeah.
So do we just drag him back in, or can I be like, turn up body? Could you voice command pull corpse into hole?
Voice command, corpse drag, engage.
Like how do we get this back inside? Again, I'm a dainty lady,
Well,
and that's a large, strong woman
I
and a
think
large
it's-
meat body.
It's reasonable to say that Tornaped would look at the success of what has occurred and be looking down at the ground And if he can understand the situation, he could easily command the body to do this.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Speaking of, Mike, you can tell me this is allowed, but it occurs to me I'm without my meat suit. I'm incredibly injured, and I'm a skilled scientist in the art of autometry and magic. And there is a magic automaton with an elf-sized hole in it.
Your mind.
That is
Yes.
There is this very specific
1,000 times yes.
There is an exactly turnip edge shaped and sized hole within that thing.
You put yourself into where the core was and quite simply
Wiggle in there.
MacGyver it in such a way that through a series of levers and pulleys, you are able to puppet the Bartholomew body.
Let's go! Awesome. I assume I'm also getting the magic elevator, and if not, I'll just come meet you, I guess, when they came in.
You are getting the room that you were in turning 90 degrees, Eleanor's room turning 90 degrees, and you fall straight through the doorway into Eleanor's doorway into Eleanor's room.
All right, and now that I have everybody together, I'm just really quickly going to cast myself a healing word and use my channel divinity to do the maximum. Sorry, not healing word, prayer of healing, because up to 5 people.
Matt, your NPC is here as well, which I don't know if
yeah.
she would have healing spells.
I don't think I have her. No, she does not. Not at her level. She's
Actually, wait, this is
thing.
This is Amelia's whole thing is healing. Hold on.
Amelia
I'll let her
has
do it.
healing word.
Although healing word is just one target, right?
Let me check that.
Because we also have some NPCs. I think I'm just going to do Prayer of Healing because my channel divinity lets me maximize the healing dice on it. And Prayer of Healing is 3d8, so I can just do 24 points of healing to 5 people.
Quite good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's much better than 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier to one target, which is what Amelia's healing word does.
So what Kappa can do.
Yeah, I'm going to use channel divinity for that.
So 24 up for everyone?
Yeah, 24 up. And then I'm also going to, since I'm not hurt, I'm not going to cast it on myself. I'm going to cast it on the 3 of you and our 2 injured NPCs.
Nice.
Not hurt either.
Back up.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna.
But I'm not
going to
cast it on you either.
My season.
Oh, thank goodness. My spine is mended. That was really starting to bother me.
Oh, I imagine it would.
I'm so happy. I got the 1 season form we haven't seen yet. So now,
nice.
Red Catherine time, which makes a lot of sense. She gets healed, and her eyes snap open. Her color immediately shifts through like a purplish transition into red, and she jumps up into like almost like a superhero landing fighting pose, and then looks around and stands up and goes, "Wow, this is really taking a turn for the exciting, hasn't it?
Yeah,
more of these robots. I'd like to tear more of them to pieces if possible." And then she's gonna look and see the one that Turniphead is in.
Just wave.
Did you get stuck in there when I threw you, or was this something you did later?
This is after.
Innovative, I like it.
Oh, I like this version.
This is the crazy one.
Hey, that's perfect, because we need to go smash a room. We need to go smash up a greenhouse, and to get into it, we gotta smash our way into it.
You say smash a room, and she immediately punches the nearest wall as hard as she can.
I'm gonna give you something, Lady Solstice. I found a very large sword. It's bigger than I am.
Yeah!
It took all of my physical strength to swing it once, and I'm exhausted.
Mike, permission to Google 5e Buster Sword and use what I find.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna be even asking for numbers, but yeah, you can do that.
I still would like to see what this does.
That's fair.
All right. Continue. We'll get there when we get there.
As this whole conversation is happening, ever since I slid in, I am doing weird stretches as Beauregard, getting used to this body.
You've said 3 different names. For
They're
this
all
one
his
dude.
name now. Mine's Beauregard.
Okay, that's fair.
It's Bartholomew.
Yours is
Bartholomew.
Beauregard. This one's not Bartholomew anymore. You can name it whatever the
Oh,
hell
you know,
want.
that's so awkward because, like, that's my name, but, you know, that's chill. It's cool.
Fully, Turniphead
Oh, wait,
didn't
shit,
know.
that is him.
Turniphead was not paying attention. He's like, this sounds like a good name.
All right.
Amazing.
I've always
I'm gonna
wanted
make
an
that-
assistant named Beauregard.
You
I
have an
have
assistant spouse named Beauregard. No, wait, no, Bo is the assistant. Never mind, ignore me.
Bo and Turniphead are not married yet.
No. Yeah,
Still on the
there's
horizon.
always time.
At this point, who knows?
I'll take
if
one
you
long
have-
rest and I can marry some more motherfuckers.
Matt, if you have a legally distinct Buster Sword, can you shove one of those Bartholomew cores in the materia slot of the Buster Sword?
Yeah. I mean, I do have I can enchant it with fire magic at the very least. That's part of my actual kit. So
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
all right. I've got my health back up, so I'm ready.
And you've also punched through a wall.
Yeah.
So Eleanor says, well, our main concern getting you into the green room was smashing through, which it seems you can do quite readily. It's just a matter of me manipulating us into the right place.
All right.
Is everybody ready then?
Miss Y'all would like to rest here for 24 hours, but I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Desperately. We're gonna have to do what we
It
gotta
might be a
do.
good idea in a way, but let's go.
Oh, nice.
If we start waiting, I think we're
I-
gonna start dying again. So I think we gotta
Yeah.
fucking go.
Well, I don't think did we solve that problem?
Yeah.
Or have they just been raining? Okay. That's nice. That's
The
good.
rain has
started it.
stopped.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's because the rain stopped or because there's no more people, but the rain has
Either
stopped.
way, the weather's better.
A win is a
Um,
win. It's not raining bodies.
Yeah, at any rate,
Rain man.
you would seem
Rain.
it would seem that being quick is the best option. So if everyone's ready, Catherine can smash you through a wall and have you into the green room.
Oh yeah, I might not be
Greenhouse,
monster mode
excuse
anymore,
me.
but now I have a Buster Sword, so just power slam right through there.
Yeah.
You break through the wall, break through the glass of the greenhouse, which is facing the interior, and find yourself in the greenhouse. To either side of you is, again, dark. It is facing other rooms in the house, but the wall opposite you and the roof would presumably be facing open air. It is, of course, covered in some manner of cloak right now, but that is how Eleanor explained your current orientation. Also in the greenhouse are Cedric and a still wounded Molly. Not
Who's aware
one
of-
more step, you heathens.
You should have talked up these things more, man. These are great.
Oh, of course, you think. Listen, I will let each of you leave this place of your own volition, bodies intact, and all of your friends who did not die may remain that way. And in exchange, this girl is not killed by my hand.
As
Well.
Cedric is talking, Lady Solstice is going to lean down to Turniphead and go, Turniphead, get out of the mix so I might throw you at him. It worked great last time.
I don't think. Actually, you're smaller now, right?
I'm normal size, but that's still
I'm gonna
much
use
bigger than you.
Beauregard's hand to just push you away.
Just shove me out of frame.
Wait. Why are we negotiating with you right now anyway? We could just break this wall and be done with it. Who are you threatening to kill? You're threatening to kill Molly?
Who? who knew Molly was
Yes.
injured, by the way? Because that was
None of
something that
us
happened.
did.
Yeah, I was about to say that was something that
However,
happened separately.
because of how Mike worded it, it definitely wouldn't be the most reasonable to assume that Cedric somehow.
Yeah, no, that's why
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is it kind of seems like that was something Cedric did, which most of us do not know.
Yeah, but Molly dies when Cedric dies anyway. Literally, we're about to kill Molly.
It's a fantastic point.
Yeah,
Cedric
I'm just gonna
Look
fucking
at-
punch a mirror. No.
Cedric looks at you, bug-eyed, looks back at Molly, who nods.
When he saw the almost dead Molly. A dumb plan on Cedric's part. This is all out of character, but you usually don't hold the lives of people who've already been stabbed hostage.
That's what you get for not asking about my deal for 2 centuries. I see that my hand is not well played here. Who wants to make the first move?
I believe I was promised a spectral horse, and I want to get on a horse and start kicking windows.
You were promised a
Rip
spectral
Cedric,
horse,
man.
which you will-
Actually, before this happens, before I actually do that, I would like to announce that whatever, who's his name? Mark. No, Locke. The one who can touch things is welcome to get back in the body to hopefully not die, if he would like. No idea if it'll work, but
yeah,
he's
that's
got a shot.
Grant.
Grant,
Yeah,
the other
you can
one.
offer Grant the body, sure. For what it's worth, you and Amelia mount a spectral horse, to which Cedric goes, no. Oh, it's spectral. Oh, I can stop that. Oh, I can stop that. He gets in the path of the horse, which,
This man is
here's what
losing
we'll
it.
do. I'll make a strength check. You make a strength check with advantage.
I like that.
Yes, the
For
classic
being a
battle of
horse.
strength. Man versus horse. Who would win? Oh no, that was the
He had an
face
8
of
and a
funny.
12.
I don't know if phantom steeds work like normal horses, but I'm pretty sure there's a thing where horses will not trample people. Because that was like a whole thing with,
Mike-
at least in the Gandhi movie, they couldn't get the horses to go over people. Because that's like an innate thing about horses.
I think we should
So
see
I
what
might
Mike
try to
rolled, because
ditch
I
it.
saw him double over the second he rolled that die.
It's a quasi-real horse-like creature. Go ahead.
Jess, what did you get?
I got an 8 and a 12. Not good rolls.
You know, it's a great game. Arkham Asylum. On a nat 20, Cedric says, I conduct the Electric City. I am the Electric City. He bulks up, chest ripping off his suit and shirt, grapples the horse, and slams it through one of the inward facing the walls, throwing you and Amelia off of your steed.
Okay. So he's a big electric monster now.
I mean, I was making a weird Hades Town reference because that was this line that popped in my head. He's not literally electric, but he was imbued with spiritual energy
Yeah.
and also really buff.
So he can grab things that are
Got our ghost.
Spectral. But as for corporeal things, I don't think you're at risk of a grapple check.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if he's busy doing that, I'm just gonna go start smashing shit. That's what I was promised. And Lady Solstice is in the most smashing mode of her 4 states. And I have a big ass sword. What do I need to roll, Michael, to break everything in this room?
You know the DC of glass is
Um,
13.
Is it really?
This
Or
comes up a
D20.
lot, actually. It's the most useful AC to
Sure.
know for an inanimate object.
Then we'll go with that as your minimum to break anything, and however much better you do, can depend on how high you roll.
All right, so let's use that. Dirty 20.
Yeah.
You make a wide slash with your Buster Sword, taking out half of the panes on the wall opposite to you. All the while, Cedric flails his comically large arm, saying, "No, no, stop that!" Passing right through you. No, stop it!
Just like the
Big
image
bad,
of just like
ladies and gentlemen.
he's trying desperately to stop, and Lady Solstice not moving at all as this happens. After a moment, just picks up the sword and goes wow, like in one fluid motion.
Yeah. Okay, Evelyn's taking an action. I will say everyone's taking an action because Turniphead gave up his suit, except for the chaplain. Chaplain,
Yes.
how you want to run through this china shop?
Unfortunately, I used my catapult earlier.
It was a good use of it,
I
though.
will. Yeah, I will. I have a short bow. So
Yeah, go for it.
I'll shoot out a
Fun.
window.
Same deal. Roll to hit. You want at least a 13 to get something.
Oh yeah, that's a 15 on the die, so like a 21.
Nice, nice. You unload 4 successive shots from your short bow, taking out the rest of the opposite wall. All you have left is the roof, which presumably will get you where you want to be. We'll loop back around to Turniphead, since you had a less destructive action.
It's fine. We're on the roof now.
The roof is all you have left to break.
Okay. Well, can I reach the roof? I don't know.
I could throw
Yeah,
you.
sure. They're
No,
like plants.
Oh, actually, wait.
They're
What
like
about I'm a
plant
Robo Man
things.
now, right?
I mean, you can take Robo Man back. You offered it to Grant, but you can
No,
say
I
that
offered
you
the
do that
meat
like
suit
at
to
the
Grant.
end.
I offered my meat suit to Grant again. I'm in the
then
Robo
yeah.
Man. I'm
Then yeah,
thriving.
you have the
This is
Robo
what I was
Man,
looking for.
and you can very easily reach the roof. Yes. There are also like plant beds in here that you could use as objects if you want, or you can you're a big robot man.
I
Do what you want.
I truly don't even know how this works, but I mean, I don't feel anything in the Robo body. So can I
Yeah.
just sort of punch through the glass and then walk
Absolutely.
through the rest of the window?
Yeah. Give me a give me a strength check with advantage. We'll call it an athletics check with advantage. We're on your Chef Turniphead sheet, and we'll add an extra 2 points because you're in a presumably harder robot body. So you get advantage and +7 on
Those
this
were-
here check.
Those were terrible rolls. You said +7 though at the end? Oh no, yeah, but I
Yeah.
already did +5. So that's a 12. Those were terrible rolls.
Oh,
It was a 3 and a 5 on the die.
Well, DC was 13. So unfortunately you're new to this body.
oh.
So
I got one.
you pull a lever that makes the fist go up, and you just hit not the pane of glass, but the sort of in between hard metal part. It does not break.
Well, I tried, guys. I wasn't a big
Should've
part
let
of
me
this
throw
match.
you. That would have worked.
Well, it's your turn, I think, if we're going in order.
If we're going in order, we're going back to Evelyn. You could always do another Phantom Steed.
I do
Horse
love that we've
too.
just shown up and we were like, no, fuck you, and started smashing things.
Well, he made no sense at his final plate. We can walk out anyway.
That's true.
He didn't know anything about this woman that he's had under his thumb for 2 centuries because he's an asshole.
Kitty man. I think Evie being a very tiny and like not like frail woman just trying to break the windows on the roof is a very funny sight. So she's gonna pick up like a potted plant and just be like, and just throw it straight up as best she can. And
I think that's just gonna be a flat roll, to be honest.
I
Yeah.
genuinely love this imagery of we walked in, you tried the Phantom Steed, you got thrown out the room. Lady Solstice slashes almost everything. The chaplain shoots out the rest. Me and you're like, nah.
yeah, I just rolled a 6.
We're helping.
I imagine I went like, yeah, and it didn't even reach the fucking roof. It just went like,
it crashes down a foot in front of you, and the pot breaks, and there's just dirt on the floor.
take that.
It crashes down right at Amelia's feet, who just goes, "Oh, oh, baby."
You were always the strong one, darling.
Imagine if one of us had thought to have Shatter.
You know what? And saying that, assuming she always was a strong one, she'll follow your lead and she'll try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Her +1 strength.
The same thing happens. A pot of plant lands at your feet. She got a 7.
Is
Twinsies.
it? Okay, wait, is it Lady Solstice's turn now?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna be like, that's not how you throw a potted plant! And then I'm gonna pick up one. And I'm gonna try the same thing.
If you don't already get advantage on athletics, take
I
advantage.
think yeah, 19.
Yeah, you
Just
don't just
shot
grab a potted
put.
plant. You grab a whole flower bed and just swing, taking out approximately half of the roof.
Oh,
Noted.
good form.
That's very bad. Mark, Grant, Locke, Frankie?
Oh yeah. Wait, are we killing Frankie? Ripperino.
Frankie wanted death.
Frankie's in the
freeing-
corner eating
We're freeing
spectral popcorn. It's so fucking awesome.
My one regret in all this is that I cannot come into physical contact with Cedric, so I can bonk him on the head real hard.
So he might
Hmm.
materialize after we finish breaking this.
If that happens, I'm throwing him off the roof.
Oh, excellent.
We have come around to, I believe, we kind of bookended Turniped, so I believe we've come around to Caplinger. Chaplain, how would you like to destroy?
I mean, I still have no spell slots. I can't reach anything other than my bow, so shoot some more arrows.
Sure, give me a roll to hit for that.
Ooh. That's an 11.
An 11? Here's the thing. So much of the room is like shattered now that it's just easy to hit. It's easier to hit open air than a window. So that's what ends up happening. Torniped,
This is
if
the
you
best
wanna-
part ever.
if you have an idea, I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestion, my friend?
Would you want to finish this with a slam dunk?
I'm
Sure.
intrigued.
You have a remaining section of the ceiling. You have many objects you could use as substitute basketballs. And you're in a big robot body.
No, yeah, that's perfect. What can I'll grab something, I'll jump up and I'll slam
Yeah,
it
you grab
through. I'm
you grab
very annoyed
pot
at the
of
earlier thing not working. I'm going to be like, that fine, we'll do it this way. And I'm gonna grab something big, run over, and smash it all manually.
Get in it.
Yeah.
Destroy it. Shatter it to pieces.
Make me an athletics check for that.
And this is when I roll a 2 again. Let's see. No, that would be a
Oh,
22.
22. Amazing. To finish this out, Cedric, buff, yet oh so pathetic, is going to say, no, don't you, no, and he's between you and the final section of roof, guarding you like a basketball player, and in a sudden, complete and utter understanding of the controls of this robot, you feint left, juke him right, and dunk on that son of a bitch to take out the rest of the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, goddess. Cedric falls to his knees, face in his hands, and as if a spotlight, the moon shines down brightly upon him. And then slowly, from the center growing outward, the spotlight gets darker and darker. And if you look up at the moon, it looks like something is falling toward the earth. A circle gets larger and larger
We bring the moon.
until suddenly it stops. And maybe it's just where you're standing, but it seems to stop right where the pupil of an eye would fill the moon.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Oh.
And bearing down upon Cedric, a harsh zap of electrified light envelops his being and then envelops the entire manor. Windows break, wood cracks, and the entire thing comes tumbling down. Miraculously, none of your bodies are harmed. You are spared any fall damage or debris, almost as if the building were a deck of cards coming down and you were somehow pillowed by the wind. You find yourself in the rubbles of the former Tem, or I suppose Barrister Manor. Your NPCs are in rubble. You don't see Frankie. You don't see any spirits. You find yourselves among the rubble. You find Eleanor's unconscious body. Molly has made it down safely. And in the flesh, Cedric Barrister kneels.
Man.
Oh. Oh. Wise goddess of the moon. I understand. You've left me in this prison of flesh to reflect upon my actions.
Not to cut off your
For
moment
life.
here, but as he's talking, can Lady Solstice sprint and just full on knee him in the face as he's kneeling down?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just middle of his speech, just flying. Bam!
I thought you were gonna go for the kill shot. To be honest,
no, I
thought it was gonna be like Deadpool. Just
She's gonna hit him first.
While you knocked him down, can I just like power walk over there very quickly and just start kicking him in the ribs? Just use your fucking wife,
So,
piece of shit.
I'm gonna
dumb
just start stomping on him too. As she's going, that's for killing my friend and ruining my weekend.
No, man. Oh, I forgot how much being hurt hurts. Oh.
Amelia, darling, get over here and kick him too.
Oh! Ah! Stop it!
Kaplinger, turn it back.
When you call Amelia over, I will go over and I'll also beckon the meat suit and we'll just also be kicking.
I would actually like to go over to Eleanor and cast Spare the Dying on her.
One person can be responsible, thank God. That's probably wise.
You cast that on I should note Shellinor, not Spirit Eleanor.
Yes.
But yes, you do cast on that. Tortiped, are you stomping or are you do something else?
I genuinely, I feel like I would kick him too. I don't know. I'm very annoyed how all this is gone. This is for fucking saying you had the secret to automation, dumbass.
Lafayette lands on his head and starts pecking him.
Yeah.
And it ends with us curb stomping the villain, as every D&D campaign should.
Motherfucker abused his wife and turned her into a ghost thing. This disgusting piece of shit human being.
Also, the raining dead people.
Yeah, that was bad too.
That was also bad. Did a whole bunch of murder.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of dead people also on the skirts of the debris and whatnot. But yeah, as you are stomping the shit out of this guy, hobbling, clutching her chest / kidney area, knife drawn, is Molly.
Make room. You want to kick? Sorry.
I'd like
the murdering you. We're good on that, right? Everything seems like it worked out okay. You're alive.
And yet nothing to live for. A shame.
She's not good? And I'm
Is she
asking
breathing, chaplain?
Is she?
You can make a medicine check.
Okay. 14.
No pulse. Can't feel any breath.
Oh.
Oh no.
As much as I'd like to kick, would you mind if I got the final honors?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Doctor?
Oh yeah, of course.
Molly hobbles to Cedric. Now, Molly, my dear, far-fetched as it may sound, what if I told you I know where your sister's soul... She stabs, she stabs, she stabs. And as you would expect, he succumbs to these stab wounds. He very rapidly decays, as if 2 centuries of age are all catching up at once. And as the drying and decaying spreads through his body, it spreads through Molly's as well, as she is eaten from the inside out, originating with the mark of Nemesis on her wrist. The subject of her ire is dead, so she goes as well. And from these 2 husks come 2 different particles of energy. From Cedric, the teal, serene light of the moon, and from Molly, harsh, orange, hatred. And these particles of light and energy go into the air and, intermingling, weave together and float their way to Eleanor's body. They form the outline of a person and descend upon the body, and weaving between each other, almost as if stitching together, the vitality of the moon and the rigid hatred of Nemesis put Eleanor back together again. Chaplain, you feel a pulse. You feel breath. And she opens her eyes. 1 teal, 1 orange. Who are you?
I am not important.
I see. And who am I?
Ooh.
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question.
Eleanor gains enough strength to sit up and look at the rest of you as well. Where am I?
Are you hurt at all?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Something in my chest feels bad, but I don't think I'm hurt.
You've just been through a really terrible and horrible thing. You're going to see some very disturbing things around here, but we have all survived, and the person who caused it is gone. And I think we should get you somewhere safe. My name is Evelyn. I'm Baroness of Reading. I'll take care of you.
Oh, thank you, Baroness. It's very kind.
Of course.
She does finally get her surroundings and seeing the bodies and the debris and the rubble. Yes, we should go.
Side note, I do believe all of our carriages exploded earlier. Do we have to walk?
Can you make more ghost horses?
Oh! Amelia, could you make
Um,
more ghost horses?
Let me...
She can make one.
Actually, Amelia pulls out her mark of Salune from earlier that y'all were using to see Frankie and the like. She's like, okay, it looks like, can I get a big stick or something?
I'll hand her the sword.
Okay, instead, can you draw this with the sword in the ground?
I'll do that. Just scrape a gigantic symbol on the ground.
Excellent. And casting the spell upon that mark, with all of the now loose and dispelled energy in the air, she is able to summon not one spectral steed, but enough for everyone to ride out of these cursed woods. A full fleet of spectral horses.
Hell yeah.
They will take you where you want to go, although I don't imagine, especially if we split up, the magic will not last much longer beyond the forest. Beyond that, you are all on your own.
Yeah. Lady Solstice, gonna hop on her horse, gesture for Clara to come with, and just, Clara, remind me when we get back to add ghost slaying onto my resume. That could prove useful in some cases.
Yes, Mom. And perhaps a memorial service for Victor we could put together.
Oh, yes, that's probably a good idea. Maybe put that on the list as well.
The ideal hit you better in another season, Mom, I assure you.
Yeah, definitely true.
Turnibed is not gonna get on a horse. It's just gonna be like, well, you know, I found my own way here originally. I can probably find my way out. If you guys want to go first, I gotta do some sciencey stuff. Gotta look around here. You know, you should probably leave, Evelyn, sooner though.
Oh, okay.
It's been great seeing you. It's been wonderful. You know, hit me up if you're near Gnome Land.
I was actually going to offer you a job. Your meats. I just came into a lot of money. I'm a baroness now. And your meat suit was very useful and not actually terrible. And I just was gonna see if I could fund some of your research. But
Okay, when she says this, And this is full. We're at the end of the campaign, so I assume this won't matter. That it's not technically allowed for spell slots or anything, or a real spell. Very happily, he's gonna be like, relax. You're like, oh, okay, and then raise as many, like 5 or 6 of the dead bodies around, including the husk of Cedric with animate dead, and be like,
There's no souls in these. It's fine. I'm again misunderstanding at the start. We're good.
okay, well, that's actually great to hear. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these maybe on their own horse. We'll all head out together then. Can't waste good parts, you know.
No, I understand. This actually seems quite useful and not like the beginning of like a villainous origin arc. Anyway,
Baroness,
yes.
humbly, me and my spouse also have a place in your court.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Fuck yes.
Are you both my assistants, or just one? Or how did this end up working?
I think it has been such an honor working under you and having this opportunity. But I think I need to step away and work on my personal life and stuff. My spouse is horrendously injured, and I kind of miss doing butcher stuff.
Well, if your spouse ever needs other parts, I guess I'll be in Reading.
We're also, we're gonna be there too. So yeah,
okay. Hey, hang out.
yeah, okay, yeah, cool.
I give him a month.
I don't know if they can get divorced, right? We never actually settled that.
Yeah, true.
Chaplain, any idea of where you're going off?
It's always a
What
place for you in
direction
Reading.
it may take you?
I would attempt to disappear without anyone noticing me.
You can.
And perhaps once everyone has left, loot the crap out of the ruins of this mansion.
Yeah.
It is just a whole ass mansion full of shit. That wasn't even
Full of
mine.
dead rich people. Also, like there's
Yeah.
No, I'm
definitely
taking a
some-
good chunk
I mean,
of the dead.
I started.
I'm gonna-
That's how I started this whole thing. I'm not just,
He's
like,
free to the
leaving.
riches. I'm taking a good chunk of the dead.
And I already got my riches from a guy who is currently dead.
Oh yeah, if he's around, he can be animated too. I really don't remember how many pieces he did.
He exploded.
Yes, he
did.
exploded.
Well, what's fun about Animate Dead is that it specifies pile of bones also counts. That's why I think I could take
Oh.
Cedric's husk. Is you can take any assortment.
If you can get his pile of bones together enough, then
It's
yeah.
more
It's
of a
just
general.
very.
Everyone.
Alright,
can
I
do
mean,
it.
we've
yeah.
been calling it Meat Man. It's very tenderized Meat Man in this case.
Very true.
Oh, careful, that's my
Um,
husband. I knew him for 45 minutes.
And as you three ride off to your respective places, as the chaplain loots, and as Grace, the halfling, stays by to loot as well. Her boss got killed. Maybe they can do something. But we pull out from this cursed forest and this odd fate to end this tale of murder under moonlight shade, which is yeah. How we feeling, folks?
that was
This was
really,
an
really great, Mike.
excellent
This was not-
DM debut, Mike.
Yeah.
Good job. I had a
Yes,
very
good
fun
job,
time
Mike.
with this.
That was so
Thank
much
you
fun.
so much.
I really like
I am incredibly glad. It means so much that you enjoyed and that all of you could be here to play with me and that all of you here could be here to watch that. This is my first thing I've DM'd that is longer than like a one-shot or anything. So it was quite the experience. I'll do more of an autopsy later, but in the after show even. But for now, I'll suffice it to say, pretty good. Enjoyable time. Pretty good. For more pretty good campaigns, you can stick with the D&Dorks, where we'll be coming at you with our next project, which is something If you want something you can read into, specifically our immediate reactions to the episode that we just did, you can watch the after show over at patreon.com/the D&Dorks for an amount of money. And whether we see you there or we see you in our next campaign, we're happy to see it all.
Hi, I'm Jake. I am everywhere online as Adventures in Ardia. I have a show called Roll for Sandwich where I roll dice to make weird sandwiches. And I have a cookbook coming out this year so that you can pre-order right now on all my socials or at rollforsandwichbook.com. So I worked hard on it, and it's going to be fun. And even if you don't recreate any of the sandwiches, I think it'll still be a fun read, very humorous. So check it out.
Nikhil, would you like to go next?
Yes, everyone, I'm Nikhil Clayton. I'm on TikTok at Nikhil Clayton. I'm on YouTube at Nikhil Clayton. And I'm on Instagram at Real Nikhil Clayton because 7-year-old me or something owns the first one. You can find me making content all of those places. Check out YouTube, probably, given whenever this is going to come out. It's going to be more important. But yeah, thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess, Pirate Princess Jess on most socials except for Instagram, where I am Pirate Princess Jessica because my username was taken. I am posting on literally everything right now: YouTube, TikTok, Reels, fucking Facebook, and go find me on whatever platform you want to find me on. If you find me on Facebook, don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comment section. Facebook's insane, y'all.
And I am Matt, otherwise known as Sir Superhero, on TikTok and YouTube. I talk about comic books and lore a lot. On TikTok, it's shorter, and on YouTube, it's longer. That's pretty much what I do. It's not really super complex, but if you want to hear me talk about lore for very long periods of time, you can go listen to me do it on those two places.
And you can find me on all socials at Mike Funny Boy. I don't post on them, but if I'm posting on anyone, and I really hope I am, it'll be on youtube.com, hopefully with a new video about wrestling or some such. I've been Mike. These have been our wonderful players. Until next time, goodbye.